Welcome. Okay, so this is episode. What was this? Episode 40 of Parallax. Xenocrates. Did some combat, did some not combat. I think we all ended on a long rest. But don't take my word for it. Let me just fix this quick because I noticed the thing. Alrighty, and hello everybody.
Hello.
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 Hola, ¿cómo estás?
¿Dónde está la
Hello,
biblioteca?
world.
You said we got a
Oh.
long
We're
rest?
back.
Yes.
Hitting that button.
Gladys, you're gonna give the recap?
Yep. So we started off mid-fight the couple sessions ago with the giant centaur, minotaur, the giant skellies, the sword breakers, all that. We killed all of that, and then Andreas spotted that someone was we were being watched. Goes up to them, probably scares the shit. Actually, we all scared the shit out of them because it goes from giant alien-looking thing to then her bow being smacked against the wall out of her hand. But then turns out I forgot what's her name, but it was from Lysander's Lost Party. I forgot her name though. What was her name? Aja?
Wow, even I'm blanking it now. Too.
Lysandra?
No.
Lysandra?
Lysandra.
Sandra, okay.
Yeah,
Is that her name?
Lysandra.
Yeah.
Lysander and Lysandra. Man, there's so many fucking L's.
I mean, keep taking them. Look at us.
Right.
We're just now.
Sandra.
So she.
Sandra.
Cassandra. Oh, Sandra. That's it.
Yes, Sandra.
So she led us to this like town where we are now. I think you described it as it's basically like in a cavern. Was it? You said to me, or
No.
no? Okay, I thought
He described it as the ruin, as it had very similar.
Oh yeah,
to that ruined
village.
area of the town.
But I didn't know if we were in a cavern. That's why I was questioning.
No, we're still out in the open.
Right. So we come into the inn with food, room and board, just basically paid for us. There's some interesting folks. I mean, there's a Goliath that was just sleeping outside of the inn. There is a Leonin Fisher. And that's kind of where we are now. I don't think there was any really significant chatter. It was very much downtime, well-deserved downtime.
Okay.
And that's where we are now.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I think this is
So
where
we haven't
we were
talked to
wake up.
Lysandra much?
Not really. I mean,
No.
Yeah, we found out who she was and like pretty much was like, what the hell? You know, like everyone thinks that you're dead because she was as Daniel had said, yeah, that she was watching us. And when we told her that we were part of, or like we knew Lysander and the rest of the group, she was like a lot less alert.
Like, oh, okay.
Yeah. She kind of accepted us a little bit more and was like, oh, then let's get you out of here and take you somewhere safe for the time being.
Gotcha.
Food. And I'm pissed because I still didn't get my oil.
Didn't get your what?
My oil. Almost was like going to everyone
yeah,
like,
but you will.
oil.
Oh yeah,
Oil.
Yeah. Church's brother, who was playing Thorny for the last session, went and like talked to like the Leonin fisherman and was like, "Hey, you got like fish oil? Looking for fish oil."
Why do we need fish?
I guess
for me, and also Thorny's got a lantern.
Oh
I
yeah.
forgot exactly what it did, but I know it's a magical one.
Gotcha. I mean,
And that's where we are now, yeah.
okay.
Yep, because it was a reaction. The oil was mostly for Alamos and repairs and whatnot, because you guys went from combat to here. She led you down into the town where you guys were kind of surprised. The town looks like very similar setup to the destroyed part of Bruxus.
Yeah.
That one part of the town that's all destroyed and
I got
burnt
fire.
up and stuff like that. Yep.
Yeah, fire area.
Yeah.
But a
Where
lot
we-
of the
where we
same
fought the,
buildings, positions, everything like that you guys remembered is set up here.
So can we find the warehouse where we fought in and see if there's anything useful in there then?
Oh, the one with the child.
So yeah, the one that had the child. Maybe see
The
if we
child
can
that
actually
wasn't
find
a
anything. Yeah. No, I'm messing around. No, I won't take anything
Actually, I
unless
think if it was any of them, it would be this one. Uh,
right.
try
So
to
yeah,
vaguely
early
remember the
you
layout.
guys wake
Yeah.
up in the morning. If you haven't already, you can apply a long rest.
Yeah.
First thing I did.
Hear the birds.
Because you guys basically were shown. You guys were shown the tavern. He bought you guys all different rooms, but paid for food and drink. So you guys ate hearty, drank hearty, and then passed out.
Yeah.
Only for
kinda.
we'll wait till morning to do anything explicitly.
So I got a question, Tim. Once you're done,
Sure.
when we've been outside in the swamp, in the mornings when we wake up or after our long rests, what was kind of the ambiance, like sounds like the animal noises that we would normally hear versus like what do we hear like more like sunshine birds chirping in this area because you described like this
Very
area is
much
like
so.
no fog and like a lot more sunny.
Yep. You guys go to bed or wake up in the morning hearing like the chickens, pigs, and the different. You hear carts moving around town, people talking outside. It's very compared to the ambiance that you guys have had since leaving Bruxus. This is like night and day.
Yeah,
it is so
So-
different.
How did we get led here exactly?
So
Like,
after the graveyard fight, you guys just finished fighting and killing everybody.
Yeah. and
Someone
she just
noticed
left here.
someone sneaking around watching you guys.
right. Oh no, I just meant specifically just
She just
like
let
we're
us
in
here.
this
That's all.
She-
non-fog.
yeah.
She just led us here. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
People were asking her lots of questions, and she said, "How about we head back to the village and we'll get you guys some rest and whatnot," and brought you guys here.
Oh,
Do we
what
still have
brought
that
her?
key?
Yes, I think we do, Tim. I'm not too sure. What actually, what we forgot to mention, what brought her to finding us was your wall of fire there, Al.
I
Yeah,
literally
the fucking
straight-
the
she's like-
beacon of
she's like-
light.
Yeah, like the people in the town like saw the wall of fire. Were like, "Hey, we need to go check that out." So she's like, "Okay, I'll go check it out for you guys."
Yep.
Yeah, that might be a problem if left unchecked.
It's
Right,
like
just-
fucking.
Oh, there's
Because
fire.
they
There's
describe
a
because
lot
she
of fire.
described that from the town to the graveyard. The graveyard's like quite a ways away, but it's on the other side of a hill. So they were
Okay.
seeing this, what seems to be lights
Red.
of fire
Yeah.
and combat right over the hill. And so everyone's like, and she was like, "Don't worry,
Beacons are lit."
I'll go scout it."
Yeah.
Timmy, that reminds me of the one time fucking Ravine
Awesome.
understepped and then here came Cryovane.
Right? I am here, smack. Okay.
Hey, I'm glad it helped in that capacity. It was either that or it was going to be Fireball.
But in
You know.
compared to trying to sleep or camp in the jungle where everything was all fiery and chaotic,
Yeah.
or kind of like nightmarish in sounds and creatures and things off in the distance. This is like, holy shit,
You said it's
This
like
is nice.
exactly the same as that
It's
burned
sanctuary.
section of town.
Yep.
Correct.
Like exactly.
Yep.
That's what he keeps saying. Yep.
I'm trying. Kaitos doesn't have the highest intelligence. Al is very intrigued by this.
But you all eventually
like Process is like trying to figure out like how the fuck it survived too. Like he's intrigued too, but
Because the burnt buildings are still there, right?
timey-wimey magical shit.
I wonder. So, did we ever get an actual reasoning as to why the fire started, or just started, or did what's his name attack? Did Xenocrates attack that section of town?
it was during that attack that Xenocrates launched.
Okay. Yeah, I want to talk to Elf about that because that's just intriguing. That's exactly the same. 'Cause my brain is trying to think like, did Xenocrates wish it get recreated? Did it like somehow magically get teleported out? Did Lysander do something with it? Because Lysander was pulling some major power off those ley lines.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if, like, maybe part of the attack was Lysander trying to protect that section of town and somehow like made a copy or something. I don't know. Listen, Kythos shoots things, and it's really good at mind control. This is not his wheelhouse. But yeah, I mean, once awake and whatever, once I'm done dealing with, we've been in a foggy, damp climate. How damp is this kind of climate? Like we've been in the foggy woods. Is it drier here?
Drier, nice breeze, warm, especially with the sun out.
So yeah, Kythos is probably fighting with his mane for a good like half hour to an hour.
Compared to where you have been, this is practically paradise.
Yeah, so it went from super damp, foggy, thick swamp type area to drier, breezier. So yeah, Kythos is just fighting with fucking mane. Yeah. It's too bad. I might find somebody who has prestidigitation to help.
You know
Should be
a couple
fine.
of people that do that.
Yeah.
Because how do you think Jax keeps himself looking so nice?
That's probably what happens. This Kythos like fights with it for a good like 15 minutes. It's like, fuck this.
I can give you a haircut.
I have these really fancy shears that I made them electrical shears. They're supposed to be these really fancy, help with haircuts, making them easier.
Also,
But-
ends your life easier.
Yeah,
But
starts on
Kythos-
fire.
Kythos
Right.
previously, right. Kythos previously would like braid it down or whatever when fighting a bunch and whatnot, just to keep it out of the way. But like, you've been in the woods. It doesn't matter.
Given
what
where you
do.
guys have been, you've taken the braids out and it's just poop and craziness and
Much volume. So yeah, Jax gets a knock up his starts like
Poofy.
prestidigitate.
we all see this where Kythos just goes boom, and you're just like, ah,
No.
it's a poodle.
Poof.
Yeah. No. Oh my god. Okay. Then just
Can I brush your hair?
no. No. Have you fed your armor this morning?
No. Fuck.
Can I pet a kitty?
From your-
I really want to pet a kitty.
I'll do that. I'll feed my point of armor.
Such a fluffy kitty.
blood in the-
Can I please pet you? You look fluffy.
But as you guys
He's
come out of your room rooms to come
Next time I
down,
polymorph into a cat, you can pet me. Just be a
Yay!
So as
Thank
you guys-
you.
Next time I have the spell slot for something like that.
So as you guys come out of your rooms and come down to the tavern, you'll notice a couple of things. Protec, your case of bottles have been
Yes.
filled up and resealed, and
Heck yeah.
there's a little note that said that's really weirdly spelled out Protec because he didn't know how to spell it.
That's fine. I don't.
Neither
So
does
there's like Protex cross out, Protec cross out, Protec really
I fully
big
assume
guy.
the majority of the party has all been told different spellings of Protec's name at this point. Nobody knows who's right.
Yeah,
It's
well, at one
Protec.
point I could have spelled it in Dwarven, but I forgot how.
That's fine.
There's also, as you guys are coming down, Sandra's there. She's purchasing you guys some more, like, food, breakfast and whatnot, so you guys can eat something in the morning.
Yes.
A couple of people come in and out. They're dropping off stuff. Different farmers come in with, a couple of different crates of, like, fresh produce and meats and this, that, and the other thing. And Tavern Keeper's like, all right, put it in the back. We'll get it on the bit in the morning. You could clearly tell that, like, the tavern is like a good focal point where after everyone's done for the day, they go there to get their meals and stuff like that. Most of the time. And so very, very community based, the farmers will bring stuff so that they can eat and whatnot. And as you guys are sitting there doing your thing, eventually the older Leonin walks in, a couple of things in hand, ends up handing the fishing rod to Thorny that was requested.
Oh, yeah.
How about that?
And a larger, mason jar. Kind of gets set on the table in front of Andreas. That's kind of wrapped up in a cloth bag a little bit.
Yeah.
And he puts it down kind of like, all right, it's weird that you asked for this, but here it is.
What, the blood?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Trust me, I need to say it with blood, or else it'll suck on my blood thing. It's a weird process. You don't need to need to know.
I'm just gonna look at the leader and be like, armor's alive. So long. Actually, it's a really short story. The armor's alive, and that's it.
Don't worry, it's not deadly to you. It's only deadly to me because it's eating my own flesh, I think. I don't know.
Well, actually,
I
it
still
can be
haven't
deadly to
understand.
him. It can feed on his blood, so
Yeah.
it
But-
could be deadly to anyone else. It could be
The
deadly
ma-
to all of us.
The mason jar should give you about another 5 days.
Nice. This is good.
Hey, we have Liv back now, so we have infinite blood again.
No.
Yes, come on, you know you want to see it happen.
No, I don't.
That's
Really don't.
What, the
Oh,
wild shape gets bled out
Wait,
and
I
gets
thought-
transformed back to
I thought we
druid
settled
form.
on the lion, not the
Yeah.
Mhm.
other druid.
what's up?
I
I'm gonna
thought
say
we
the
settled
last
on
time
lion,
was a
not the druid.
communal. Everyone lined up and
Yeah, we just do a blood drive every couple of days. So that way nobody dies.
No, just don't live. We'll be fine.
but
No.
after dropping those off, the Leonin steps back out and gotta go fishing. Go do fishing, yes.
I'll just nod at him. Is he phased by seeing another Leonin?
Nope.
Is there not? Okay, sweet.
Nope.
Does that mean there's more? That's what Tythus is like. He's
mystery
not weirded
unfolds.
out. I don't think Kaitos has seen another Leonin anywhere, right?
Nope. Yep. Nope. Your
Nowhere.
adventures, you were pretty much the only one you've ever known.
So Kaitos is like, he's not faced.
Nope.
Are there more Leonin, or is he just senile?
Well,
Actually,
a couple
yeah,
of
I'll
things.
ask Cassandra that. Just point blank.
You should ask him it. It'll be pretty funny.
Some of the older Leonin get weird. I don't.
Sandra mentions
No.
that he's got a couple of kids that are very rarely seen around town because they're always off scouring the wilderness. But yeah,
Guys, it's
I'm not
like,
sure that answers the question. That
Okay.
brings up more that brings up more questions than answers. If anything.
then yeah, I'll look at Cassandra and just be like, that's the first one I've seen since coming here. At all.
no,
So,
unfortunate.
and we've been here. Check's non-existent watch. I don't know how many months.
Long time.
How long have we been? I mean, time's just fucky in this place. I know we were on a beach for however many days, like a week.
You guys were on the
something?
beach for a week. I know you guys were. You had at least a couple of months of downtime in Bruxis.
Yeah, Kaitos
Um,
just has next to no passage of time.
One of
anyway, because he was
your
frozen for, like, 4 years.
adventures. Yeah, one of your adventures to the side cities took about a week. You guys were knocked
Yeah.
out for a week. What was it? Almost a
What?
2-week adventure going through the mountain.
Yeah.
It was a
just
couple
going
of
through
weeks.
the
Yeah.
mountain.
So you guys have been doing stuff for probably a good 6, 7
Months total.
months. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, just be like, it's been like half a year. Yeah, that's a first one. And we've seen, I don't know, a good chunk of this place. But look at everybody else, be like, as far as I know.
Yeah, you guys have seen some elves, some humans, a Leonin, a couple of half-orcs, a couple of kobolds running around doing some farming.
So
Protect noticed another Goliath
Mm-hmm.
that
he was
No
was
sleeping.
shit.
It would be rude to wake him
sleeping along the side of the
Yeah.
tavern.
Protect's like, sleeping, that would be rude. Okay, so it's like, older Leonin get weird, man. I don't want
Yeah, you guys come down for
I'm not
breakfast, get
questioning it.
eat and drink, kind of ask the couple of side questions to Asandra, who's just kind of like sitting there like ready for questioning.
How long have you
Some-
been here?
She mentions like the 10-year gap. She thinks it's been about 10 years, which would sit in that same time frame of when
When the attack
the
happened?
attack happened, she went missing, that part of town got destroyed.
So, did you guys build this? Or is this here?
That's
'Cause this looks exactly like the destroyed section.
most of the townsfolk really don't have memories of it. My memories of that are different. There was an attack. We all remember an attack. Xenocrates came full force to try to do as much damage to Bruxis as possible. During the attacks, a fire had started in our part of town, and I was sent to go assist to try to get out the fires. But
Okay.
during the attack, I remember locking eyes with Xenocrates. And then everything went dark, and then I saw a momentary bright green light. And last I remember, we were here. So for you guys to tell me that everybody else thinks
10 years.
I thought that Bruxus was destroyed and we were the only thing left. But then you guys came in last night saying that everyone thinks that I'm dead. I don't know how to react to that.
Now, just out of curiosity, would we have experienced this when we came into this world? Did we experience flashing lights, or
No?
was it just instant?
We, for the most part, what do you mean? This world, like just in general, when we got into the Parallax?
Yeah, because she was
Most of
explaining how
us-
she saw green light, but how we got into this world, did we see a light of color or something?
No. You guys kind of just
most of us
woke up.
woke up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Kaitos was passed out in a bar and then woke up in the woods near.
But
the
she was
foundry.
talking specifically the
So-
Xenocrates attack on Bruxus.
Okay.
Which is super wild for Kaitos' brain, because Kaitos is like, so somewhere in my time of being a statue, this attack happened, and then
Mm-hmm.
I'm also wondering, because we went through a teleportation circle to get into that cemetery, right? Because that's what that was. That was cemetery.
Yep.
But teleportation, as far as I remember, look at crosses.
And I know you guys had brought up the key. The
Yeah.
key was actually used to open that stone door that led you to the button room.
Oh, okay.
It opened up the door that led to the decursioning of your items.
Yeah, but I'll look at crosses and be like, teleportation's only on the same plane, right?
Yes. I believe so.
Yeah.
So, because I don't
mean-
have teleportation. I could have picked that circle, but I didn't.
Teleportation is that as long as you know the area that you're transporting, plus whatever the distance of the spell is.
But I think
It doesn't-
it's-
I don't
yeah.
know if it actually has to be.
There
on
is
the
no
same
limit to
plane, but
distance. It's just
knowing your location.
yeah. It's knowing the location.
Unless the teleportation spell allows you to travel to different planes of existence, it mostly sticks
No.
you to the same plane.
It's same as far as I remember. It's same plane. From my other character, which hilariously is not a caster, just has a teleportation help. But yeah, so Kaitos just checking with the people who know more about teleportation, which is Jackson
Oh, that's me, did.
crosses. 'Cause it's
I was
like
saying out of character, there are some spells that take you just to a different plane of existence.
oh yeah, no, yeah. Like
But they're
Kaitos is
specific.
doing the Kaitos is trying to like mentally see if there's maybe a way that like there's two separate planes going on here.
Mm-hmm.
But if it was a teleportation circle that took us to the cemetery, then hypothetically we're still on the same plane. Hypothetically, this is also a weird ass world where shit doesn't work right and there's clouds that take you to other places. So, like, Kaitos is trying to apply the little bit of logic he understands when it comes to magic to a situation that's not typical.
There's no logic with fate bullshit.
It's Fae bullshit.
Yeah.
You think the Fae did this?
Not ruling it out as a possibility.
I mean,
Who knows?
we did just go through woods with a snail that could have killed all of us.
The fucking organ grinder.
So out of character.
Can we?
This is
Go ahead.
this is actually the reading on teleportation circles. So yeah, Tim, you are correct. It is 2 destinations on the material plane determined by the DM.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
you can have spells that will transport you to different planes, and then the teleportation
plane
spell
shift
will
on
move you
that
around
plane.
that plane.
Yeah.
But most commonly, everybody's on the material plane. So, like, if you had the ability to zap yourself to, like, the Fey realm, and then use a teleportation spell, you could teleport anywhere on the Fey realm.
if you have the ability to fucking get into the Fey realm, are you sure you're not Fey yourself?
that's just the example of, like, you would have to be able
Yeah.
to go to a different
Like,
plane.
like I thought this
Here's
is
the thing, though, right? You teleport yourself into the Fey realm, and then you teleport yourself all the way over back to where you originally were when you before you woke up in a new world. Could that potentially happen?
No.
so that's
Yeah.
yeah. So the funkiness with this, like Kythos is like trying to apply logic because
Because most
from what's
modern
been described
teleportation
to us-
spells don't work.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we're
So-
in a plane that isn't a plane at the same time.
The
From
fuck?
what's been
Right.
described to us, we're not. We're like in between, which is why resurrection magic doesn't work the way you think it would work. Like dying doesn't work the right way in this plane.
Cross is
So what?
basically a
Bullshit.
pocket dimension.
Yeah.
Think of
But
think
there's
of like
still-
a bag of holding, but
Or almost kind of like fucking WandaVision.
So we're still like but there's still rules if we obviously went through some sort of like we've been going through clouds that teleport us places. We're on what looks like a teleportation circle. Like did it act like a teleportation circle, Tim?
No, it acted kind of like just a door, more or less.
door.
The circle on ground?
Mhm.
That we all stepped on and then we were out of there and we were somewhere else.
Yes. Think about it less like a teleportation circle and more of like a magical elevator.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we stepped on that and we went up. So wherever we
down.
were before, we were, or down. That's fair. Magical
I'm
elevator.
going to
we were in the
assume I'm going to
woods.
assume up because we're in a much nicer, less cloudy area. But yeah,
I have an out of character question. When we were
Okay.
in the ruined part of Bruxus, fighting the undead and meeting the necrophage, and it was portaling around or phasing from one plane to another plane, were they also having a necrophage problem here?
Oh yeah. I'll ask Cassandra that. So like we actually, if we go outside, can we see what would have been that same building we had gone into?
Yes.
And I'll just point at that building, look at Cassandra, and be like, "Were you guys having issues with the weird sprite thing? Giggling or crying in that building? Like, I don't know. What was that? Like 4 months ago? 2? I don't know. Time's
about a month,
weird.
maybe a month.
Did all
She
of
gi-
the
she
residents
gives
of that
you-
building die mysteriously?
She gives me what?
She gives you like a furrowed brow of how the fuck do you know?
Look across it. Like, just be like,
Universes. I don't fucking know.
I think that's the most accurate description ever. Universes.
Like, I
I don't
love
fucking
Coca's
know.
got
That's
more
the entire
information.
campaign summarized right there.
guys has got more information and now is equally as like brow furrowed, confused. Like,
Me
So-
too.
we're still there, but we're not there.
She mentions that a skeleton had wandered down from the graveyard and wandered into that building and happened to just kind of keel over in the middle of the building. The residents of that particular building fled, and the workers that had fled, but then for a couple of weeks they were having this haunting where people kept describing of a large face with pointy teeth. Any attempts to
Everybody's
fight
just
it
nodding.
any attempts to fight it seemed to just cause it to vanish and then reappear a couple nights later.
So, parallel universe theory is a go-go.
Mhm. Does Protect say that?
No.
Okay.
Just a
Crosses
fucking-
would have been like, you know about parallel universes?
just
I
a
think I just
fucking
would've
flash of savantism.
Right?
That's what it just nodded and then went like, wait, which did you say that? Hold on. New mystery. So
when did the
In
Protect
this
become so
universe, Protect is smart. This is Bizarro Protect.
we've been dealing with Bizarro Protect the whole time.
right.
At some point, though,
You're a wizard.
Asandra kind of like leans in a little closer and is all like, "You said you've seen the others."
Actually,
of them?
Chaithos is gonna like hold up a finger. I want to try and cast Ascending on. Fuck, what's his name? I remember the
Drogue?
name Bruxus. Drogue. That's
Drogue.
it. Drogue.
Rogue.
I was gonna say Droger for some reason, but that's just because I played Valheim last night.
Roggers are
Fair.
the fucking Underdark dwarves, okay?
But yeah, I want to cast Ascending on Drogue.
Okay.
The fuck do I even say?
She lives!
Right. Yeah. Well, part of this is just me testing to see if the message gets through.
Exactly. She lives.
So it's like, hey, made it out of. Wait. Hey, made it out of the woods. Kinda. Found Asandra. Found
Missing
town copy. Uh. Many people. In burned section of
from
town, but not burned.
That's a long ass message.
Fuck.
25
That's
words.
25 words. I was
Yeah.
counting it out. So that's 25. Yeah, I just end that with fuck. That's it.
That's a pretty good way to end it.
You get a reply that's kind of part message and part command.
Oh.
As you hear a
Command.
reply of essentially Nani the fuck, but not quite.
Gotcha.
There's this
beginning
moment of
10
silence
words.
before.
Fuck.
Excuse me, you found what? And then there's like this pause. You can still tell that the sending is being sent, but there's this huge pause before
There's lots of umlauts. Just
I need to contact Lysander, and message cuts off.
wait. That's like. That's like. Wait, Lysander's there?
Guess so.
I don't.
Message cuts out.
Yeah, you.
I look at Asandra and be like, yeah, everybody. Draug. Fuck, why am I blanking on things? Lysander. It's okay. He's back to himself now. It's just all kinds. That's what explain.
Yeah, I don't even know
Shit.
she would be aware of what happened after all of that with
Why am I
Lysander.
basing on their names? There's the orc.
Loheim. Yeah,
Loheim.
Loheim is the wizard. I don't remember the orc's her
Ablar?
name.
Abra.
Abra. That's
Abra.
what it is.
Like Abba.
It's like I knew the first two letters and then my brain's like,
Aburadin.
Aburadine.
Loheim, Lysander, and Rogue.
There's a captain dude, right? Was he part of the group, Tim, or no? Or is he
No,
stepping
I mean
back?
the original party was Drog,
Lysander,
Lysander, Abra, and Sandra. But because of her time in Bruxas, she would know Loheim and
The captain.
the captain.
So
Rodier?
the G?
Rodier.
Rodier. Yeah. But yeah, I'll be like, yeah, as well as Xenocrates. And then, did we kill the other one, or did he get away? Oh no, he got eaten by the Sprite, didn't he?
He got eaten by the Sprite, yeah, the clone.
Mhm.
The clone of Xenocrates, yeah. Onyx, or whatever his name.
Oh, and then there's Thessalar.
Thessalar, yeah. Which
But
crosses is
Thessalar
gonna...
isn't Thessalar, but he is.
When
So-
you mention Thessalar, she kind of gives you like this weird head tilty thought process. Who is Thessalar?
Lich, but
She
not the
doesn't-
Lich.
Did they ever try to fight the Lich?
Was she part of the Lich fight, or was the Lich after? Oh no, the Lich was the Jinn Lich Xenocrates thing was at the beginning of all of this, right, Tim? Kind of. Yeah.
Well,
So
were they part of that, or was that just a Xenocrates on his own?
That was Xenocrates on his own.
Okay,
So
yeah.
So then she wouldn't know about SLR. Question though, while
how the
Alan's
fuck do
thinking,
I explain?
Process is going to do a he's going to try to recollect because he saw Thessalar's magic in work at one point, and she mentioned seeing like green lights. Crosses is going to try to remember what the kind of like color was for like Thessalar's magic.
Green.
He had like this. Yeah.
So
He has this really weird time winding like magic that is
does.
colored green.
Oh, guys, this is now like. We'll give like a physical description. Actually, wait, I was so tempted to just polymorph myself into him. That doesn't change his clothing.
Well, we have a changeling. Can't we just have a
That's
changeling
true.
change into him?
Just be like, hey Jax, you wanna
Change into
Show
Thessalar?
her
Charades
what
world
that
champions. We got a changeling. We got a druid.
Change is like, all right, well,
don't need to waste your polymorph. We got a change.
he uses this guy's self to change his clothing,
right.
and kind of like change his height, appearance, and whatnot. But yeah, he not quite Mystique like, but more of like the whole. He just kind of like fades into that character, because Mystique had like this little scale things that would flip kind of thing. His is more of like a water painting, just like dripping down kind of thing, and yeah, he morphs into Thessalar's image. Which as soon as he finishes, Sandra nearly falls out of her chair.
You good?
Either because of the changeling or because of Thessalar.
Or yeah, is it just Jax turning into somebody else, or is it
You were the creature from my dreams. You're what? And
No,
Jax
wait.
is like, no, this is just an image, and he shifts back like,
yeah?
I was just showing you what he looks like.
Yeah, like
That's
both Al and
Thessalar.
Crosses are like also with like yeah, no.
Yeah, that's not
It's
actually
okay.
Thessalar.
I've seen
But
it before, and I
explain
still get
this.
confused.
Explain this dream stuff that you're saying, because you clearly have seen him.
It's
Just via your
she goes back to describing the the attack, that Xenocrates attack on Bruxus,
Right.
was there was a momentary darkness, and then there was this bright green light, and that image is what she saw before they realized they were here. She's the only one in the town that she's the only one in the town that has any memory of this.
Probably because
Kaithos
of
is
all
gonna
of
like
her-
step aside and like hold up his hand to like I'm casting another sending this time to Thessalar. Because the one with Drogue went through clear as a bell. So now I want to see if this works. So yeah,
Process basically hypothesizes that Thessalar saved that section of the town.
found Cassandra inside perfect copy of burnt section of Bruxus.
Yes.
She
Mhm.
remembers green flash of light. Your magic is green. What the fuck, my dude?
Are you not telling us?
Well, that's 25. It's like I was gonna say what the fuck is up with that, but I didn't have enough words. So just what the fuck, my dude?
That works too.
There's more swearing in Kaithos' settings today.
Yeah, you send this, and like you're saying this out loud, so everybody's hearing your messages.
I wonder if Kaithos does that, Al, where he counts out the words.
Oh yeah, absolutely. With Kaithos has average intelligence.
For those that want to pay
Absolutely.
attention, roll me a perception check.
Ah,
I mean, I'm focusing on the spell, so I won't roll
oop,
for it.
I
You know,
closed
that
it.
makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll take 17.
I'll take that 26.
24.
Damn, nice.
Everybody's paying attention today.
I was like one off from a nice little
Yeah.
pony.
That's
So
pretty
Paying too much
unbalanced,
attention
but
to
especially-
pick up my hand.
especially for like Crossus and Liv, as soon as Kaithos gives off this spell, the sending spell, you kind of feel like this sudden surge of energy and spin your heads around, and they're standing in the door frame. It's Thessalar. As his first words out of his mouth was, "You guys took out the fog. This feels great."
We didn't take
I'm
out
gonna
the
turn around
fog.
and look at him.
We didn't take
and
out
just
the
be
fog.
like, I'm just gonna turn around and look at him and be like, you could have done that like I don't know 30 seconds ago and saved me a spell.
Right.
But his response is like, but you did take out the fog, because the
We
fog
did.
lifted like a day ago.
Open the whole woods.
Yep.
Wait. How the fuck did we take out the fog?
Wait, the key was to the machine, right? Like
Well,
that's
it
what
was
we
to
got
the
told.
door. It was the key to the door that led us to the teleportation circle, and
Right,
that
right,
also
right.
disenchanted our stuff.
We went through. Well, we went through the door before that place, right? Or no?
No.
Oh, I was missing it again there. That's right.
Mhm.
Went through
Yeah.
the no. I thought we went through the door before we went in there.
After you guys took out the Ender Dragon and whatnot, you guys put the key in a stone wall that opened to reveal basically a shimmering door frame that was the
Right, disenchanted a bunch of items.
Yep, and that led you to the
Not
button
fully.
room.
Button room.
Yeah, the
right. So we
button
went through the door
room.
before the button room,
Yes. Yeah.
but
But
the fog didn't lift with us going through the door, right?
actually, we don't even know if we ever really looked back.
That's true. But I don't think we were capable of it once we got in the room. We were kind of stuck
I
in
don't
there,
think
right?
so either. Yeah, we were kind of stuck there. Like there was no way of like going back or checking. I don't think.
And of course, the
And then we took
graveyard
the
is
elevator.
misty, foggy because it's graveyard.
It's like,
So this
let's
being the
look at
first place
Bethelair.
that you guys don't have fog looming over your heads.
Yeah, after my proclamation of like, you could have saved me a fucking spell slot. Unless was my sending spell the thing that told you that it was clear enough for you to get here?
Well, we saw it was clear. I just didn't know where you were. Your sending spell basically pinged your location.
Guys was just like a check his jacket. Like, do I have a low jack on me? What?
But no, he explains like
Really?
he was able to, follow the setting spell back and teleported
Gotcha.
himself.
I'm sorry. You're pretty powerful if you're able to fucking do that.
I mean, I did describe that it was a perfect copy of the. So, just staring at this at this point, just be like, "You gonna answer my question about this section of town?" Because
Crosses again just pops
now
up and
that
he's
you're
just
here.
like, hypothesis, you saved the town.
Meanwhile, for those paying attention, Sandra is going like back and forth, like her head is going between you guys and the dude in the door. You guys and the dude in the door. And then at some point she mumbles, "I thought you said Thessalar. That's not Thessalar."
Yeah, it is. Well,
That's
Yeah.
not
as
Thessalar? Wait,
what we're
Hold
aware
on.
of Thessalar.
Yeah.
She explains that the adventuring party had gone up against this great and powerful lich named Thessalar several times over, but had always beat them.
Oh yeah, Crosses does his ADH thing, and he's like, "Oh yeah, there's a story behind this."
Wait, but he doesn't look like the Thessalar you remember at all.
No, Thessalar was a lich.
Well, yeah, we know that.
Oh right, that's right. Right, the Djinn. Didn't the Djinn get stuck
A withered
in Thessalar's
skeleton,
body?
a black withered skeleton dressed in red robes, like.
Right. Okay.
So the Djinn took on at some point, yeah. Crosses again pipes up during his in his ADHD moment and goes. So the story goes is that Xenocrates, your old teammate, tried to fight Thessalar the Djinn the one last time. He actually somehow succeeded, but in doing so, breaking the phylactery of the lich, which was a Djinn's lamp. Weird ass fucking magic all started to combine together, and so what we have gleaned is Thessalar, the one that's standing, crosses his points exactly at Thessalar, the one standing in the doorway, and he's like, "This is," as he names himself, Thessalar, but what we deem is potentially the Djinn's soul / magic, like essence.
Which
So
we're pretty sure that sprite weird creature is
the
lich
malice of the lich, yeah.
inside what probably used to be the Djinn's body in a weird way.
Or something.
Like,
I don't know if
we
it's in the
read
Djinn's
it,
body. I don't know if it's in the Djinn's
it would
body, but it
explain a lot.
it's a very spritey, like, yeah, it's very malice, very
Malice
angry.
is, yeah.
Okay, not bad.
And there's even a little side thing that
Not bad.
a copy of Xenocrates, which we named Onyx, has been killed and consumed by the sprite. So it's a possibility that this copy of this Onyx has now, or this sprite has formed into
Wait,
Onyx.
does Thessalar even know that? Onyx
he
got eaten
Yeah, he was part
by
of
the
the fight.
sprite?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I couldn't
Yeah,
remember.
he remembers.
Okay.
He was retreating when it happened, but yes.
I'm gonna use some.
So Sandra is
sorcery.
like listening to everything, and she's trying to follow parts of your explanation goes to deaf ears as she's trying to focus it. But at some point, she just kind of looks over at Thessalar and goes, "So you're the body of the Djinn with the lich's powers?"
Reverse.
I look at Thessalar and be like, I'm not even sure he fully knows. It's the body of the lich with the Djinn's powers.
Correct. Crosses is like, yes, correct.
Pretty
Well,
sure. At least that's what
he's
they're
not
saying.
he's not a lich. He's
No, he's. I think this is the body before the
What
body
used
became
to
a
be,
lich.
yeah, exactly. It's what his his human form probably looked like before he became the undead thingy that he was.
Let me just put these together.
so then the what you call it, malice.
Yeah.
Is the thing that was in that building
that
just slowly but
weird-ass
surely
haunting
becoming
sprite.
a bigger problem?
Yeah.
I think I understand.
That's a
So
lot.
you're
Listen,
then she
I don't
points back to
understand.
the guy in the purple suit, like you're Thessalar now, and he's like, it's the only name I know.
He's an ally, and that is what matters right now in this weird ass fucking world.
And then I'll look at him again and be like, okay, so we're in a perfect copy of the burnt section in Bruxis. And when we fought the sprite the first time, when we got introduced to it, it was in that building over there. And they apparently had similar weird stuff happening around the exact same time.
Time dilation.
It's not exactly time. But wait, I'll look at Sandra and be like, is the section in that building, is the section of wall destroyed in that building? Or did it
Because
get
of the
destroyed?
because of the skeleton, yes.
Ooh, okay, so hold on, can we go confirm exactly where it got broken? Because Protech went through a wall. Protech made himself a door in that building.
Yerp.
I want to know where that, yeah. Just
You're
like
basically
Kaithos is
seeing-
like,
Oh, you're
I'm trying to
talking
see
about the hole that was made.
that
Yeah.
Protech made in
Like
that
Protech.
building.
Oh
Protect,
no, I
if
thought
he
you
did
meant
Kool-Aid.
the inner wall that was taken down
Right, there
during the
was the
fight.
regular inner wall. That
Yeah,
was,
That's what
no,
he's talking.
Protech went through a wall. Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'm
I was
saying.
chasing after the sprite.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
saw
I
the
thought-
shadow.
that was the inner.
Saw
that was the
shadow
inner
go
wall.
into. Protech saw the shadow go into the wall and disappear. So Protech decided to go into the wall as well, but really went through the wall.
Oh, that wall.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
no,
wall.
that damage doesn't exist there. You guys could go and check, but you guys don't see.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm checking just because it's like, okay, but you said the
Roll for those
skeleton
going to
Yep.
going to check.
Mhm.
Roll me a history check.
Sure.
Yo, 28. Still get a 19.
That's amazing. I love
just-
that.
God damn it.
I'll just stay at the end.
Whatever.
Shit, nat
that's
20 minus
amazing.
1.
Yeah.
So Andreas and Protech kind of realize, which mental faculties aside, like they're the ones that sit there and realize that the damage in the building here is the same damage that the sprite caused in the ruined section. Because it was going through walls and leaving this like shadowy necrotic bit behind.
And they said the skeleton went in here and destroyed it?
Yep.
But it's the exact same spot.
Exact same spot.
That tracks. Protect doesn't hate a lot of things, but that sprite, I hate that sprite.
Andreas is with
Like,
Protech
once
on this
the
one.
fact that
Sprite was
those two pointed out,
bitch.
and Kaithos is sitting here like, what, you're looking between the two of you.
Thessalar starts to bring up a worry
Mm-hmm.
because
We'll eventually loop back after.
he brings up a worry when you guys were regaling the story of Onyx.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of is like, doesn't everything the malice consumes increase its strength?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, we've been in that concerned state
Yes.
since that fight.
But we have not come across it. And
Yeah, we haven't come across him since. I mean, you were running from him. It's not chasing you now, right?
I haven't seen the malice since you guys left Bruxus. Since that fight in the... No. Yeah, no.
Forest.
Since that fight in the early part with the black dragons and whatnot.
Yeah, that was the last time we ran into him too.
That was fairly early in the
That was before we
jungle.
went through the tunnel, right?
No, that
Or
was
is that early
in the
early
jungle.
Oh yes.
That was early in the
We had
jungle.
just gotten into the jungle. We went like what? One section over
Uh-huh.
and immediately had that fight.
Yeah, he hasn't seen malice since.
We have
How long? That was like at this point. That's been like a week.
Several
2
weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
For the
okay,
amount
so
for
current.
the amount of times you guys had to camp and stuff like that, and then go into the next section, yeah, you guys were in the jungle for probably a couple of weeks.
When we were in the, I'm doing tiny. When we were in the burnt section of town, in that burnt building, there's that section of wall that lines up with the wall here.
Mhm.
Did our section of wall look like it had been broken for a while? Or it looked
Yes.
fresh?
Okay. No, yours looked like it had been there for a while.
I just gotta look at crosses and be like, damn, stuff from here carries over to stuff there in the burnt section. So this is an earlier version of that section of town.
Just
Like they're still connected, obviously, but like it's almost like we're out of time from that section of town. You know?
As you guys are conversing, Thessalar looks like he's trying to figure out what to say, but can't seem to think of words.
do we see this?
What did
Yes.
you do?
Exactly.
That was my whole message.
both me and
Initial
Kythos,
sending.
both me and Kythos and both me and Kythos just look over and be like, "What the fuck did you do?"
I was fresh in my powers, and I barely remember 10 years ago. He recalls having memories of the attack and teleporting in to defend against a meteor storm that was casted on that section of town. And all he wanted to do, and then he pauses and he's like, all I wanted to do was to pull everybody away from the danger.
Well,
Okay.
that seemed to work.
But replaced it with,
Not
but because he doesn't know how
replace.
his
If Xenocrates knew that the area had moved, he would have realized his attack had failed.
So you
Right.
copy.
Yeah, did you just copy paste?
Copied, cut, and then pasted.
Have you ever heard of an after image?
Yes. Crosses does actually speak up, and he's like, "Yes." It's kind of like if you
Like
think
an
of like
echo?
mirror image. It's kind of like mirror image too. Like, think of like the spell mirror image, and after image is
Yeah.
kind of like that.
I kind of left a mirror image there so that the attack would go through and Crossus would believe,
Is it
not Crossus,
Xenocrates.
Xenocrates would believe that his
Crossus
attack
attack.
destroyed the area.
I did no such thing. No.
Okay.
Crossus is the real enemy of the story.
Dun dun dun.
But like you left a hell of a fucking copy, because one, buildings were still there. I mean, burnt down, but still there. And two, when whatever was causing issues here happened, it caused the same damage in that same building.
Well, you talked
But yeah,
about
slightly
the
different,
malice effect.
I mean,
And
yeah.
he looks over to Cassandra and he's like, how long ago did that skeleton appear? And
Excuse me.
she gives him the time frame that it was recently, within the last like 6-7 months, that the skeleton had wandered down and walked into the building, and then that's when the sprite would appear and go and whatnot. And Theslar's eyes kind of get wide as he looks over to the two of you, and he's all like, that's when Malice appeared. That's when... So he's thinking about it. Was the skeleton the Lich drawn in by his own powers as he's like talking about himself?
Right.
And probably would be the only creature that can freely walk between the magic.
So skeleton came in, busted through a wall, got access back to Lich magic, and then became the sprite.
Sounds like it.
If her story of how given her story of how the skeleton just keeled over and that was the end of it. Plausible.
Unless that skeleton was the very first thing that Malice consumed that gave it back its life to continue growing.
True.
That
But
would have
I
been
think
very,
it's-
very weak and feeble magic, but yes.
What did you guys do with the skeleton?
Put it back in the graveyard.
Okay, those like takes for a second. It's like I don't want to go back in there. Not yet.
We have a lot of
You put it back in
undead.
the graveyard. Did you put it back where you thought it came from, or did you make it a new grave? Or did it just bust out of a random section of ground?
She admits that she wasn't the one that took the skeleton back. It was their blacksmith that did.
Well, we could go ask him. Because if it got put back into, like, the marked grave that it looked like it came out of, we can go check a headstone. Just to see. I digress. So fog is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This section of town basically got upended, brought here. What's the fog? I'll look at Cassandra and be like, what's the fog you're doing? Because now I'm concerned if the fog is gone.
was a barrier from adventurers past who had left the foundations. Some of us here figured out how to activate it. And the fog more or less protected us from any more onslaught.
Right, so my concern now is with the fog gone. Is Xenocrates going to attack the town?
I don't know.
I mean, that's maybe a concern that we might just need to worry about later. A side effect.
That's true. We don't even know where
'Cause-
he is right now.
Yeah, and Xenocrates may not even know that the town is still like here. Like, sure,
That's
the
true.
fog was useful, but it could have been just as Alessandra says, that it just helped with protecting from like further onslaughts from the creatures in the swamps and shit that we encountered. Um, so
Okay.
the fog is definitely like, I'm wondering about that. Like, if it was used as a barrier, maybe that's something that we can just like reactivate, but we're not too sure how. I mean, the only other
Would you
thing
guys
is
want to go
like,
back to Bruxus? Or do you want to stay here? I'm asking Cassandra that. Just because by the sounds of it, from the message I sent to Droke, Lysander's there. So I'll verbalize to the party because I don't know if I did that.
She gets excited when you mention Bruxus, but then calms down, and this place needs a defender. And that has been my role ever since we came here. For how much I want to go back to Bruxus?
Oh, it wouldn't just be you. I wouldn't say
Yeah,
just
it would.
taking
We
you,
would
it
take the
be
whole
everyone.
town. Like, we do a caravan, and if everybody wants to go, then we.
Or
might
I'll look
be
at
able to
Thessalar and be like, you could, undo the back button.
I don't know if you can do that.
I knew you were going to ask me that.
Listen, I barely understand.
Could I? Yes. It will take me out of commission for a few days afterwards, but I could.
I mean, I'll look at back
That's
at
it.
Sandra.
A few days. That's it.
I mean,
I love it.
So why haven't you
If
done
you-
it yet?
if you're doing that,
And
mean, and you're out
Besslar
of commission, you'll
mentions
be at
the
least-
fog blocks magic coming from either direction.
yeah, but I'll look at Protec and just be like,
The
Wait,
fact that
so-
Malice was able to walk through both parts of the towns through the fog is the disturbing part of this whole conversation.
and that was before he consumed some
Mhm.
of the things he's consumed, which is
Mhm.
Now my question is, we haven't seen him in a hot minute. We haven't seen Malice. You haven't seen Malice. Is Malice with Xenocrates? Is Malice trying to eat Xenocrates?
No.
Because if he ate Onyx was...
Onyx was a perfect copy of Xenocrates at his most prime form.
So, we have a sprite who ate...
The fact that don't take offense to this, the fact that a lot of you were able to kill
I was gonna say
Onyx is still a
We killed him.
surprising thought to process.
But the difference with Onyx is Onyx wasn't Xenocrates, and Onyx potentially didn't have the same wishing power, which is still up in the air as to whether or not Xenocrates has that anymore anyway.
That's still that power to.
Given that since the attack, there hasn't been any massive power shifts anywhere in the entire... Since you guys have arrived, especially.
So...
Because with Xenocrates in charge... Because for all the up until this point, all the stories you've heard of Xenocrates and his abilities, he was basically like God, capable of making great changes, poofing things in and out of existence, calling forth, dark and crazy creatures. And
Well, we even saw that
seemingly ever since the last attack on Bruxus, where everything kind of got sealed off, there hasn't been any major reports of things.
Right, so my question now is, with Onyx out of commission, is Xenocrates hiding? Because basically there were two of him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Onyx was locked up, and then we misunderstood things and accidentally let him out. That's our bad. Granted, we didn't exactly know what was going on at the time.
Yeah, right.
That was when we first met you, and you got us out of there. But basically, Xenocrates has been running around with 2 of him over this entire place, which is why he's been able to wreak so much havoc. But we took out Onyx, and then Sprite ate the body.
Yep.
So now, I wouldn't be surprised if Xenocrates
It's
is
dealing with
hiding, because the Sprite has all of his powers on top of the powers the Sprite already had. It was
Mhm.
already impressive.
Or it's a possibility that they are those two are fighting. Yes, like I do
Mhm.
agree that Xenocrates is probably hiding, quote unquote. He's probably dealing with Malice if Malice is trying to continue
Now that's
consuming.
the other question: is Malice, after eating Onyx, more sentient now? Because it's been eating creatures and things, and like it ate a dragon, it ate a troll. Now it's eating people, but then, well, maybe. But now it ate Onyx. If everything transfers over, is Malice even a sprite-shaped thing anymore?
That is a very good question.
Which I don't know if that concerns me less or more at this moment.
Concerns me more.
I mean, more in general, but it's a net more at this point.
So I think the biggest deal here is that we've made our way. We found the town. We've completed one of those, quote unquote. We've completed an objective in finding out like what happened. We found Alessandra. Where do we go from here? Do we? She obviously would want to stay here if the townspeople stay,
Mhm.
which I would give. We could give them the option of packing everything up, and we could protect them further through to where we believe is the potential entrance leading us back to Bruxus, that tunnel. But that's if the people want to leave. So there's that option that we could give to everybody. I mean, the other thing is also figuring out where Malice is. And I think we have like an idea of where Xenocrates holds himself up, or at least Crosses theorizes. I don't know if he's. I think I have shared it with the team, but um, so there's those three. What's people's thoughts? Like, what do we want to achieve
I
here?
mean, our initial plan going through the tunnel was taking the fight to Xenocrates, right?
Well, at least doing scouting and trying to find out, because what it was that when through the tunnel during the fight on Bruxus, a lot of big strong creatures were attacking that like tunnel section. So that's why they had to seal it off, and like they hadn't opened it since that fight, so they weren't really aware of like what was going on in the tunnel. Clearly, now that we've scouted, like one of our objectives was to scout like the area forward to see if it still was quote unquote a threat, um or if there still was like big monsters that the town had to deal with. um
I mean, there's still big monsters in these woods. But
yeah, but they were being directed during the siege by Xenocrates, so currently right now these creatures are just passive, like just trying to live, I guess you could say. They're just going about their instinctual lives.
we also haven't checked out the forest. Now that the fog's lifted, who knows what their temperament has become.
That's true.
I'd say we should check out the forest at least, just for a bit.
We don't even
Uh,
necessarily know where it is, though. Like, that's the thing. We took the elevator, sure, but
Well, I think we're technically a little bit in like the forest. Um, the teleportation, yeah. I mean, as Tim says, kind of think of like an elevator, but it is kind of that case. I think we're still within the forest itself. I just think that we're like above where that we were just below, like shelf wise. Think of like a cliff and a valley kind of thing. That's at least Cross's hypothesis. So we could go scouting. I'm a little like curious about the undead that we encountered. Because I'm wondering if the skeleton that came into the town came from there, and if we possibly might find something about the lich.
how far away is the graveyard?
Probably a several hour hike.
Okay. And if somebody were to turn into a giant flying creature, how long would that take?
Couple of minutes.
Just considering polymorphing myself into a large bird creature.
Kitty.
Or
Can't fly as a cat.
that's a
said,
lie.
to be
There
fair-
are flying cats.
I mean, yeah.
Yes. If you
Flying
chuck a
cats,
cat
cats with
far enough,
wings.
it's flying.
No, they're
Um,
literally. Oh my god. No, they're
no, there
they're
are.
mythical. Yeah, no, they're.
No, I know.
Technically,
What do we
one of
want to
them is
transform into?
a Tessanian, I think is
Do
what they're
we?
called.
And then the question is, for at least the graveyard search, do we all want to go, or do you want me to just fly somebody to the graveyard so we can check it out? We should probably also talk to the blacksmith before we go, so we can get a better answer, rather than just going to the graveyard and guessing.
If we're gonna do the graveyard thing, I would suggest also seeing how much gold we have. That way we can buy a couple of health potions.
But don't we also
You're
have the egg
assuming
that's
this
like
town has
600
health
gold?
potions.
True.
Like the biggest thing with this entire world is everything's so separated out, so it might not function like a regular town.
I mean, it can't hurt to check, though.
You can check, and we can go check out. I'll ask Cassandra. She's like, "Where's the blacksmith that put the skeleton back?"
And gestures south out the door.
Okay.
I want to go check out
Let's-
the blacksmith.
Yeah,
Same.
Let's go find a blacksmith.
All right, so who's
Session
going to
Tuesday.
find a blacksmith?
Me.
I'll go.
Walk
Do, do,
out
do,
just
do,
to
do.
find a general goods store.
All right, so you guys go outside. You can hear the ting, ting, ting of a building that's got big old plumes of smoke coming out of its chimney.
Nice.
And you guys go into the front door, and slaving over
Hey.
a massive anvil is a very shirtless Goliath. Well, not an ounce of hair on him, pretty much. But he's got seemingly only has one eye. He's got a big old scar through another one, through one of his.
Dang.
And he's just sitting there, ting, ting, and hears you guys come in and just, yeah, what do you want?
You
Well.
buried a skeleton a couple months back after it wandered in a building.
No one else would do it, so yeah.
Makes sense.
Did you put it back in its grave, or did you just pick a spot and bury it?
I looked around for a while, couldn't see where it came from, so I just dug a hole and dumped it.
That tracks. Okay,
Yep.
it makes sense. All right, I'll look at like Alamos and Protec and I'd just be like, do you know roughly where you did bury it in terms of graveyard?
Kind of gestures like to like the northeast of the entry.
Okay. Thank you. And I'll just look at the two fighter type people and be like, yeah, I don't need, you guys got this. Just dip out. Leave the two of you to talk. Shop?
Oh wait,
I don't know.
Alamos can talk.
Alamos wants to talk.
Why have you got?
Are you talking?
Hmm?
Fuck this.
What?
They kind of just immediately like, why the fuck you got me talking?
Well, to do what you need to do. I'll wait. I'm patient.
They just kind of just guys went, oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got ammunition for what gun do I even have again? You got anything that could go in a musket? Or can make some up?
I mean, that's pretty easy. If we just had raw lead, I could do it over a campfire.
To be fair. But it's just if it's on hand.
He
then
kind of like walks
everyone
over and he's
fucking needs
all,
it.
show me.
Kind of just hands, just kind of one hand, just like tosses the gun over.
Tell me that's not loaded.
Oh, it's loaded. It's always loaded.
Oh, you fucking.
He pops the shell out of it.
There's
Looks
etiquette about
at
these
it.
sort of things.
Hey, that was about 2 silver worth of bullet.
Toss the gun back to you, and he's just looking at the bullet itself. Wanders over to a desk, searches some stuff from, you just see him moving shit out of the way, clearing some stuff. Finally pulls out like this little box of something, plops it down, flips it open, grabs a couple of things, and like he's doing like the comparison thing to it. Puts it back, grabs something else, does some more comparison. And finally turns around and kind of like underhand speed throws this box of like 20 shells.
Kind of just like catches it. Thanks. I was running a bit
Thanks.
low, so I'm happy I got that.
I don't have much,
I
but
think
that's
if
what I got.
if I was keeping up, I think I had something like 8 bullets left. So
yeah, he makes some comment about how nobody here uses them because the last time he's had to make shells like that was for
I have enough.
when they were back at Bruxus. So he's like having anything on hand is probably once in a lifetime thing.
Speaking of once in a lifetime, just if you don't, then I'm done here. Wouldn't by chance have a bayonetta, would you? That could fit onto the muzzle of this.
Wait, don't you have a musket or a rifle?
Musket. But you could put bayonetta on a musket, why not?
Well, the weird thing about a musket is that the D&D description of a musket, it's got a bell. The end of it kind of
More-
pops off into a bell.
Yeah.
More trumpet shaped.
Yeah, more trumpet shape, less pointy rifle shape.
D&D must. I need to see the image of this. No, you could so attach a musket a bayonet onto that. I think. Be a little bit precarious to load, but that looks like you could stick one on.
I mean, you could stick a stabby thing on almost anything.
Yeah, exactly. Stick a stabby thing on
This makes
Protec's
it work
forehead,
well.
then turn him into a dangerous unicorn. A danger corn.
Don't tempt him.
I will
I
always
mean-
tempt him because it annoys you. And that's Delta saying that.
You're doubting the solidity of Protec's head as is.
Oh, I'm not doubting it for a second, and that's why I'm saying stick a knife on it, then you have danger corn.
I mean, it could just be a blunt object.
It's true.
Bludgeoning
Yeah, but you got
force.
a blunt object or a stabby object.
Yeah, well,
The mighty duckicorn.
The mighty duckicorn. Now you have to do it.
He can make a bayonet for it, but he says it'll take about an hour.
That's fine by me.
So you guys gonna stick around and watch as he works, or
mean, I've gone
almost
back.
kind of Odell's just kind of like does like the very dismissive hand wave to towards Protec and just leans against the wall.
sweet.
so yeah, he takes out some metal, some steel, and he's hammering a chunk out, sticking it into the coals, hammering some bit out. At some point, he kind of glances over at Protec.
Mm-hmm.
You got a hammer?
Yeah, I got a hammer. In Giantish.
Which kind of makes him perk up as he responds. All right, come here.
Yep.
And kind of like stands on the other end of the anvil, and he kind of tings a spot and says, "Keep hitting that."
Yep. Great hammer.
And- Yep. And so, he hits it, and then he waits for a second as he's reeling up for another hit. Do you strike where he tells you to?
Oh, absolutely.
Cool. So you strike it, and he strikes it, and you strike it, and he kind of chuckles. Yeah, this will go faster. But he says all of it in Giantish.
Any hands make light work.
So
Let
yeah,
me check. I
I'll
think
go back
they
to the
speak
inn
Giantish.
and just.
I speak giant, so I'm hearing all of this.
I'll go back to the inn and so like he didn't put it in its initial grave. He said he didn't find it, but oh look, this SLR. Be like, well, you're not you, but you're also you. So if we take you to the skeleton, will you be able to figure out
Dad.
if it was a lich?
There we go. Now I have video again.
Don't know.
What's up, Crash?
Nice.
I heard you whisper. It's like what?
Oh, just the amazing spell of speak with the dead in Baldur's Gate. Like any
Oh.
fucking time. Dead corpse, speak to the dead.
Oh yeah, I'll look at
5 questions.
Well,
Does that
see,
count as a
that's-
question? Yes. Oh, shit.
Well, see, my theory is I don't think if we did find it, it'll talk because I think it became
No, it's
the sprite.
yeah.
It's just gonna be a shell. It's just gonna be a skeleton.
Well, and it's only like recent dead. It's there
Kitty
is a
cat,
limitation
off the desk.
anyways, but
Like
I
at 10
mean,
years. Yeah.
Could just be like Alamos was just
Do you
chilling in
think,
the
uh,
dirt waiting for
you
someone to
think-
unearth it.
you think Thessalar could possibly determine
enough.
if the skeleton is related
I don't
to
know.
the lich in some way? If there's
I
a
don't know.
correlation. I mean, it's very interesting that a skeleton just kind of, as they said, wandered into the village, into the same area, in the same exact time frame that we were dealing with the sprite.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, there's definitely a correlation. So, like, was this just a random fucking skeleton that had that had magic imbued into this, or is this skeleton actually, yes, somehow heavily related to the Lich Thessalar?
Oh no, that's why I want to take
So I
him
agree.
see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sorry,
Figure
that
I'll
was
just
my
turn
way of
80
saying
feet.
I agree.
Yeah. No. Just figure I'll just turn myself into a giant eagle and fly us there.
I mean, how long would that take? Because I could just have casted Long Stride and just flown dash there, and you wouldn't have had to waste a spell slot yourself.
It's true. I mean, they said what? It's a couple of hours away on foot, right, Tim?
Mm-hmm.
But you said
Yeah.
minutes with flying.
Oh yeah,
Well, yeah,
because it's
probably don't have
mostly
to-
uphill for them.
Yeah,
So walking would be slower than flying.
and if I cast, I don't know what the flying is for an eagle, but I mean, if I even
Fly
cast,
speed for a giant eagle is 80 feet.
well, I mean, I guess if you want to do that, because I could only push myself to 40, even with dash flying.
So it's like just to be fast. Sorry, I'm grabbing something.
Fast as
You
fuck,
could get
boy.
there. You could get there. You could get there
Um,
just like in the matter of like a few minutes and then be back. So I don't know. It's your call.
Yeah, because even with carrying, if I'm carrying Tesla, which I assume would slow me down to an extent,
I don't know
it's
what's
still
the
80 feet
carrying.
around.
You said a giant eagle. What's the carrying
Yeah.
capacity of a giant eagle?
It's a
What
great
is the
question.
airspeed velocity of an
Let's
unladen
go.
swallow?
Yes. All right.
Well, a giant eagle's strength score is 16. Like they're stronger than the owls, which is why I wanted it.
Damn.
Holy fuck! Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Jesus.
And a
strong
movement
ass
speed of
eagle.
fucking 80. I think
Yeah.
you'll be fine carrying Thessalar without
Yeah.
any.
I'm surprised we aren't calling these things sir and worshiping them as a superior being.
Right.
I'm
Like,
surprised
are
you
they the
don't use them in
smartest things?
fights.
But it's, if we go off of the
we
Lord
don't
of the
use it
Rings
in
giant
fights
eagles,
because it's got 26 hit points. One hit,
Yeah.
that thing's down.
Ah, yeah, good
they're very
point.
It's a
weak.
bird.
They're very weak.
It's a bird.
But it would be
But-
it would be a very epic death. Try to like
Oh,
swoop
you know
in
what?
or
Yeah, for skirmish
dead.
tactics would be great.
You know
I
what's
will-
really
I will
fucking
turn
annoying
to-
is I believe giant eagles have the ability to call up backup or some sort.
Oh my god.
I think that's an ability for them.
Oh my
At
god.
least in the wild
Wait,
shape
really?
map I've got, I don't see that. But they do have.
It may not be. That may it just be for like normal creature. I don't know. It may be different.
What were you talking about?
Could just be like a DM.
Oh, I was looking at live just because if
Mhm.
I go bird shape this way, I can't
go
speak.
Giant. I think I can go giant eagle.
So we would just both fly out there. I was
Yeah.
just saying it because you probably can talk with animals, so you'll be able to communicate with me once I'm in bird form.
True.
Once I go bird, I'm bird.
Protect can talk to animals.
Yeah.
That's true.
I can talk to animals as well.
Protec is also the hardest single player to carry.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So, but I figured just a couple of us going and doing this while we're waiting for the blacksmith anyway.
Right.
And if
I don't
things
mind,
start
like,
showing
overall.
up in the graveyard, birds say, pick up wizard man, come back.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Pick up
Pretty
wizard
normal
man.
for a bird to be like, I'm in danger, I'm gonna leave.
I'm in danger.
And if they're stupid enough to hit me hard enough to turn me back into a lion, then we just go nuclear. So
Of course,
yeah.
we always go the nuclear
I don't
option.
mind. Yeah, I can carry at least maybe one person.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, so if we both turn into giant eagles, you can take Thessalar and maybe one other person.
Yeah.
Supposing they gripped it by the husk.
probably if anything,
head.
Crosses would be the second person to come. That
Yeah.
mostly because he himself can fly. So if something happens,
You can
like
just- yeah. If
the
eagle gets
polymorph
shot
somehow
out of
like
the eye,
wears off. Yeah, like I could just be like,
and I'll hit the ground. No, I'd probably
try
just
to catch you.
polymorph again. But yeah. So yeah, it sounds like me, Crosses, Liv, and Tesla we're gonna go check out the cemetery.
Okay.
And whenever we're ready to go, I'll cast polymorph on myself to become a giant eagle.
dash
Hold on.
flying at fucking 80.
So who's all? So you're going. Liv's going.
Crossus, and Thessalar.
And Thessalar. At least that's the plan.
Everybody else.
We'll
can
let
stay.
we'll let people remaining know where we're going, and then we will be back.
Alrighty. You guys head off back to
Emberb.
and why
Middlesbrough.
I gotta reload this because it didn't save the changes. Why did it not? Why are these guys still on the map? None of these guys are still on the map. Why are they still on the map?
Still here.
Is it still on the map?
Everyone else that I took off the map?
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell? And figure out why this is not doing
Are you
anything.
my house? I want waffles.
Yum.
Okay, so you're not here. You're not here. Okay, so just be the three of you. Cool.
And Thessalar.
And Thessalar. The poof.
Ta-da! But yeah, and then I,
Ta-da.
as the giant eagle, will lead us right to where the blacksmith said he buried the skeleton.
Yep.
And then,
There'll be a moment.
actually, what I think plan that Kaitos had in his head after, or before turning into bird, was going to be after I drop Thessalar and like indicate where the blacksmith said he left or buried the skeleton. I'm going to search around to see if maybe there are open graves,
Okay.
you know, like
Yep.
marked graves or anything like that. That might.
So you guys show up there, you fly over to that area, which gets everybody kind of heading off in that direction. Crossus lives. You guys go over there as well?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm in giant eagle form.
We're both
That's-
big birds.
Yeah, that's fine.
Bird tat.
There we go. All right.
And then yeah, once I drop off, Thessalar is like, this is roughly where he said. And then I'm gonna do like loops of the cemetery to see if there are open graves anywhere where the skeleton might have come out of.
Okay.
Just to, see.
So you start just flying around.
Yeah. Just kind of doing.
Cool.
Also,
The,
so that I could watch for like anything big showing up again.
Okay.
Just in case.
So the other three of you kind of look around the area.
Yeah, and
Back.
I mean, I guess that's
I guess the two of you roll me a investigation check.
I'll roll perception while up in the sky.
Yes.
Just see if I can see open graves.
Holy investigation check, Batman.
Nice.
Did I roll like 3?
Yeah.
Why? My app is messed up. I only pressed it once.
Okay, I'm gonna roll this twice because I've got advantage on it, and then I'll.
Okay.
add a
I'm
modifier
gonna
to whatever's
cast
higher.
I'm gonna cast enhance ability. Can I do that on myself? I mean, it's a touch.
That is a 20
Any type of
total for
creature.
Eagle's perception to me.
So it's, you said dirty 20?
Dirty 20
Or-
for my perception, and looks like dirty 20 for Liv's investigation. I think. Wait, you were gonna cast something, Cross?
Well, technically, DM's ruling on this because I'm never too sure if this is something that we could do.
Giant
For
eagle.
ourselves.
Reveal player accessible stats. We have the
So
stats.
I've been
enhanceability
using my app.
says you touch a creature, bestow upon it a magical enhancement. If I use my familiar to cast the spell through him, would I be able to cast that on myself? Or would I just be
I
able
would
to cast
consider
it
that a
on
loophole.
myself?
I'm not sure if you
So,
can
yeah.
cast it on yourself, but using your familiar to cast it to you, I think I would allow.
Because it's your familiar casting it, right?
Out of character, I think
Yes,
you can
technically,
actually
yeah.
self-cast.
That's exactly it. The familiar is the one who's casting it. It just comes off of my spell list. That's why like a lot of times I can do like cure wounds at a range if my familiar is close by somebody.
Yep.
So okay, so then that's what I'm gonna do. My familiar, who's always like sitting in my little pocket, my little weasel.
Mhm.
He's I'm gonna cast enhanceability through him. It's gonna be Fox Cunning. The target has advantage on intelligence checks.
All right.
It's a concentration up to an hour.
So you would roll your investigation with
Advantage.
advantage.
Oh, thank fucking God I did too.
Ooh,
God damn!
nat
Alright,
20. So
yeah,
very
25
easily underneath a couple of fallen rocks, you see the one area of dirt that looks like it had been touched most recently. And you believe that is the grave site, the hole that was dug by the Goliath.
Does anyone have a shovel? Or anyone could wild shape into something that can dig, like a honey badger or a wolverine?
Yes. Yes, I can. I'm trying to find that sheet again when I head open.
I mean, I could summon. I think I don't know. Like, would a shovel fall under any set of tools? That's a question.
Yeah, probably.
Fucking archaeology. I would argue archaeology tools. Archaeology tools. I forget what they're called.
Archaeological tools, yeah.
Excavation tools or such
Yeah.
such like that.
I can turn into a dire wolf, a hyena.
Do I have the ability? I think I do. I should.
I don't think I can turn into a badger.
Nice.
Badger, 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 badger.
I'll just use the right tool for the job. Using my tools, I magically create one set of artisan tools in an unoccupied space within 5 feet of you. Takes the creation requires 1 hour of uninterrupted work. Nah, it may not be. I'm thinking time wise, so you wild shaping may actually be the better option.
Yeah, then I'll be out of wild shapes after that.
Oh, would you?
We can rest though.
Yeah, we could rest. Yeah.
Do you get
Wait,
wild
how many
shapes
wild
on
shapes
long
do you
or
have?
short rest?
I'll
2?
Short rest it should be.
short rest.
Yeah.
Short
Wait,
rest,
how
and
many
you have how
wild-
many?
2.
And
Wait,
you've
But you
already
get
used
both
where was-
back on a short rest.
I get both.
Wait,
of them.
when did you use the first one?
To turn into the eagle to get there.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
wait.
if he uses it again to turn into like a badger, we'd have to do a
Okay,
short rest for him to
Yeah,
turn
okay,
back into the. So that's. I mean, what a short rest is like at least 30 to an hour. Even
At least
using
an
the
hour,
right
yeah.
tools. Yeah, even using the right tools for the job for myself, like I do that, everyone rests, but there's still about an hour's time that we would have to quote unquote rest.
Mhm.
But
And I could
mean,
always,
I
like,
also,
once we get the info, I could take Thessalar back while you guys short rest here, and then
yeah, I mean, I also have on me painter supplies, smith's tools, thieves tools, tinkerer's tools, and wood carver's tools. Would a shovel fall in any of those categories?
I mean, I'd argue that for smith's tools, a shovel would fall into that, because if you
I
have
would
to
agree.
stick coal into a furnace,
Pull into
Yeah.
into a furnace.
Cool.
Even if it's like a little
pull out a
trench shovel. Yeah, even if it's like a
I
little
pull out a little trench
trench
shovel.
shovel.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. I
you can
pull
always
out a
ask
little trench
Thessalar
shovel.
to enlarge it.
I have enlarge also. Like
You could just enlarge your trench shovel into a regular size shovel.
I think honestly, we're just trying to do is
enhance,
like
enhance.
probably don't like don't want to like disturb the grave too much, but yeah, I'll use the trench. Then I pull the trench shovel out. Then there we don't have to waste any time.
Yeah, I'm looking for.
All right, so while
just
you
where
start
this.
digging, give me a couple of strength checks. Al, give me another perception check.
Another in perception.
Yep.
So my 20 didn't give us.
Your 20 has
Yeah.
narrowed down that this northern section, this area don't have anything.
All right, 30-20 for the first one, and here's my second one. No. Ooh, 5.
Got this one. It's probably gonna be better of the two. That's advantage on these. Yeah, so 22.
Okay. You spot something grave-like over down in this south right or southeast area.
East. East. Okay.
Sweet, yeah.
Southwest. Sweet.
Besides
All right.
Swift.
You start
I'll
heading
start
towards there.
pushing that way.
Swifty.
All right. Out of the strength checks, your first check gets a good chunk of dirt out of the grave. Your second one, it seemed like you might have done too much on the first one, so it's almost like you hesitate on the second scoop and
Wanna
only
be
get
careful, don't wanna
a
disturb
tiny bit. Yep. But it still is enough to start noticing protrusions coming out of the dirt.
Then I am going to be, well, like an archaeologist. I've got brushes, so I'm going to use the brushes from my painter supplies to try to like start moving the dirt off of the protrusions, to get like, again, not disturb the skeleton, not to try to damage it. Be very careful. So basically, like an archaeologist would with dinosaur bones.
Okay.
Using the brushes to brush stuff off and slowly scrape the dirt away.
All right, so you start pulling. Not necessarily. So yeah, it just takes time. You just start brushing these bones, dust-free kind of thing to kind of expose the skeletal structure.
It was somebody.
You can tell that compared to any other type of grave, that whoever dug this one was just being hasty.
It was a shallow grave.
Yes, it was a very shallow grave. The skeleton was kind of like dumped into it, so it's kind of all scrunched up and shit, but
Definitely try not to disturb it. It was a human being at one point then.
Mhm.
Gotta respect the dead.
Yeah, but
I say teabag it.
whoever put the skeleton here wasn't really thinking about the dead. It was just get me out of here kind of thing.
Yeah.
But while you are doing that, Al, you do notice a hole in the ground over here. You kind of swoop down to, it's like right in the middle of all this. So it's more like probably like right here.
I don't know why, but I'm not seeing any earpings. Cool. So, like, wait.
Move the map a little bit.
I have.
Oh,
You said bottom
AoE,
section,
Yeah.
bottom right,
5,
Bottom right.
right here.
course.
He kind of
Square.
like more to the
Boom.
right.
Do you
side
see the
of you,
token?
like, there you go.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Now it loaded. Yeah,
The token is where it's at.
east way. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll go. I'll check that out. Is it like an actual grave, or
It does look like an actual grave.
so is there a headstone?
Yes.
Would a bird read a headstone? Like I got decent. I've got okay wisdom. Giant eagles are still not very smart.
They do
Still
understand
smarter
common.
than Protect.
I mean,
think.
they do have a
But-
wisdom of 14.
Slightly.
Yeah, it's got good wisdom. So yeah, I'm gonna try and read it, kind of.
Wait, what is the intelligence score we're talking about?
The giant eagle.
Of the giant eagle. Because that's the
Ye-
thing with polymorph is that it is
Right,
you
but
adopt
well,
everything.
It does have
question is,
intelligence
what
of
is the
8.
stat?
8. It's got an intelligence of 8.
Intelligence of
Yeah,
8, so
smarter
just
than an
slightly. so slightly
go.
lesser
Smarter than
than
an
like a
eagle?
human.
oh, actually equal.
Oh, perfect.
So yeah, you kind of
Alright.
fly down low
Like
and
I probably do like the bird thing of sit on top of it for a second and then try and read it. That's upside down. I should say.
I got it. Wait, you're a giant eagle.
Hops
Don't,
off.
you might break the headstone depending
That's
on how
true.
big
I
it
wouldn't
is.
land on it then. I've got eagle bones. I got 26 hit points. I'm not heavy.
you try to read it, but it's in a language you don't know.
Okay. I will fly back to people because I assume Crossus is digging up this grave, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I will fly over and like plop down away from where the grave is. Just kind of like
Wow.
squawk, I guess. I don't know.
Mhm.
Bird gets attention. Just kind of like flap my wings a bit and head tilty. Squawk a bit.
Tesla using what seems to be speak with animals. What'd you find?
Found a grave. Because it's still bird intelligence. Right.
Yep.
So found grave.
Found grave. Open. Pulling ground.
Clone
Okay.
ground. Headstone. Weird
Uh,
words.
In this time frame, Crossus has uncovered the skeleton in this hole. You guys were trying to see if Theslar could link the skeleton with the.
Just to see if like it clicks as maybe this was his old body.
Or has some correlation.
Theslar
or
starts
residual
like
magic.
he puts his hands over the grave and kind of focusing as his hands kind of give off this like little green orbs around them as he's kind of concentrating on everything, and you see the skeleton start to light up and develop this similarly green aura around it.
His magic is great.
Mhm.
I'm going back up into the air. This bird is like, fuck that. Skeleton's not blowing out.
After a couple of moments, Theslar, clenches his hands, the magic fades, both of the auras fade, and he sits there and says, This skeleton brings a sense of familiarity.
Like you knew the person, or like more like a soul familiarity where, like, can you describe a little bit more?
Soul familiarity.
Kaithos at
The
this point is
body
just dry.
itself feels familiar.
Yeah, interesting.
Kaithos is just doing like flight lines from them to where the grave is, just back and forth in the sky.
Do I see this?
Yeah. And even Thessler like looks up and he's like, apparently
The bird.
your Leonin bird friend wants us to go check out a grave, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, Bird got
follow it.
freaked out by glowing green skeleton. Like, I want to be in the sky. This is weird. And then
But then started flying back over to there, and you
Bird
only
Kaithos
ever
is
really
fidgety,
like,
apparently.
yeah. Which
You
means
gave
that if you're
like
acting that
80
way, then
80 loop speed means zoomies.
All right. So go over to the grave that Kaithos had found that they keep going back over to.
Yep. So Kaithos flies back over to the area and you guys follow?
Yep.
And this is like partially collapsed buildings, right?
Yeah, like all of these are ruins. If anything, they're like half walls and partial
So
walls
yeah,
and whatnot.
I'll perch kind of on a partial wall
There you go. That works.
and just kind of like tap headstone with beak lightly.
Yep. So you kind of fly up here and tap it. Thesslar kind of starts walking around the corner and notices that it's like a nice big grave.
That's probably so. Yeah, crosses out loud. That's probably where the body originally came from, and Steve's Kaithos tapping on the headstone. So he reads it. So
What
Tap, tap, head
languages
tilt.
can you speak?
Tap tap head tilt.
Common, Dwarven, and Infernal.
You can read part of it, as it's part of the writings in Infernal.
Interesting.
Oh.
What is the part that I can read? Say.
You get words that say bastard, ruined life, to the nine hells.
Oh. Bastard ruined life. That's awesome. I love that. Okay.
Can I read it?
What languages do you know?
Common, Druidic, Elvish, Halfling.
Does anyone have comprehend language as a spell? I just don't have that on me today.
I do not.
I think Jax does,
I'm
but
not
Jax
with you
isn't here.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one
if it
who I
gets
think
voiced that nobody can read it, more than likely what happens is Kaithos bird will nod, then take off back to the town, since it only takes me a minute or two.
snatches fucking Jackson.
No, Jax is still in the tavern. Andreas is wandering outside. Does Andreas
yeah.
have comprehend languages?
Kaithos probably wouldn't pick up
I think
Andreas.
so let me check. Where would I find
Which
that?
is extra
It would be in
Spells.
your
Spells.
spell lists. Yeah.
I don't think
It's like, I think it's like a first level spell or second
it's-
level for
it's-
some people.
yeah, it's fairly low level.
I think clerics pick it up or can pick it up. But
Yeah, you only have 2 levels in spells. You only have some. Well, yeah, you've got first level. So
Oh no, I don't have
wizards.
it.
Yeah. I sadly
That's
don't
not even
have
in my spell list. Never mind.
You said you think Jax might?
Jax does.
Checking.
Jax has definitely had it. I have to go grab a pizza real quick. Be right back.
Oh no, I
Yeah.
had compelled duel. That's what I thought of. Never mind. That's way different.
I don't think Smart Thorny does. No, not seeing it on Thorny's
Oh.
list.
Maybe he doesn't. Oh, it's his telepathy, though, that allows him to comprehend languages.
I don't even have it.
None of us have it. Oh, that's great.
It's so somebody might just speak some of the language too. Like that's the other half, because you said we understood part of it with Infernal, right?
Infernal, yep.
And Jax at least knows Abyssal and Sylvan.
Yep.
I'm wondering if Abyssal might be more up this alley. Like basically, Bird Kythos takes the 2 minutes or whatever it is to fly back to town. Makes a ruckus outside the inn. Doesn't go in the inn because I'm a giant bird and I'm just gonna knock shit over if I go in there right now.
And common enough that Jax probably comes out to see what's going on. But he's also telepathic, so he'd probably be like, what's going on?
Headstone. Weird language.
Alright, I guess you
Something
need me.
about a bastard.
I
Right,
realized.
you guys
I
have
realized that
fun.
I could
I'll
have
be
made a
in
running
town.
of it.
I will
Realized that.
scoop up Jax. I could probably I'll just scoop up Jax. Just very gently.
Andrews is gonna look at the bird that's flying off and be like, "Where are those two going?" Yeah, whatever. They're bird chicken.
A
Time
giant
to
eagle
find a
showed
general
up,
store.
picked up Jax and took off.
Jax kind of gets flying by, dropped right over in the area, and he's like, I wasn't expecting to come back here anytime soon, but
I plop gently.
you guys found something?
I'll go back to my perch on the wall, tap that stuff.
Yeah.
With Jack saying that Liv just points out her right wing, like pointing at the stone, the gravestone.
Well, you still have your intelligence.
Yeah, I know, I do. That's why I was just pointing at it, like point.
Since these two can't speak, clearly Crossus is like, yeah. The headstone here that these two are pointing at, I can only read some of it, but I remember you having comprehend language or as a spell, or at least being able to understand a few things.
I have it as an ability. However, my Sylvan know-how could read part of this as well.
Didn't?
Oh, still.
Oh.
It's written in a watery font, amphibious font. Might be their
Is it one of the primordial languages?
Like mermaid Sylvian?
he kind of shrugs and says, or even as far as like lizard folk.
Maybe it's Aquan. What's the name? There's primordial languages as well.
Mhm.
There's like Ignan and there's this is out of character, obviously. Okay. Ignan, there's I think Aquan or something like that.
Yep, Aquian.
Yeah.
Only know
But
because I was
Jax
young
is-
at the agency.
Hold on, is Jax real high enough? Investigation. Fuck. Okay, he nat 20 says investigation. Yeah, he kind of figures out that it's that it must be like lizard folk or some form of it mixed with infernal. looks like this is a grave. Here lies.
Somebody
You said you could read part of it.
It said bastard, ruined life, and 9 hells.
My best guess would then be something along the lines of, "Here lies the bastard who ruined my life. May you rot in the 9 hells."
That sounds about right. Still doesn't give us a name.
It's marked at the end with a X signature.
Xenocrates. I don't know.
I mean,
That would be really funny.
Wait, what were you guys doing up here to begin with?
Finding a body.
Well, you found a grave, not quite a body.
We were grave hunting.
Kaitos will look up and over where the body is.
Hold on, are
And
we
just,
thinking that this is his actual? Hold on.
Grave.
Wait.
I'm
Vesselars
thinking
here.
that yes. I'm thinking that the body that is over there that we just uncovered, that was the one that came in to the town, is the body that came from this grave, which potentially could be the body of the Lich. That's what we're trying to determine. Thessalar did already look at the body, or kind of do some of his weird magical stuff. He tried to commune with it basically, and he got a very familiar feeling to it, a very familiar feeling.
Oh,
Is right.
the skeleton
The
came
bird
from
just
this
squawks.
grave, wandered into that town,
Collapsed.
seemingly died in that building, and released Malice?
Probably. Or at least his malice is connected to this body in some way.
And Malice's only intentions was to consume,
To get stronger, at least.
to get stronger, or to find a new body.
Maybe both. Can't rule out both.
I don't want to be
Finding a
here
new body.
anymore. Jax is all freaking out, I no longer want to be here anymore.
As soon as Jax does that, Bird Kathos will just kind of squawk and be like, do a shrug, pick up Jax and take him back to town.
How long is your polymorph?
It's an hour.
for? How long has it been?
The
Probably
travel
almost an
to and
hour.
from town is only a couple minutes.
Couple minutes,
So,
yeah.
If we feel like Kaithos will come back and kind of do a little anti-dance of are we done here? Because this is about to run out and I should probably get either
So you-
SLR or
So do you
Cross
take
it.
Jax out?
I took the Jax back to town, yeah.
All right. Jax poofs, takes back. A couple minutes later, the eagle comes back. On your way back, eagle,
hmm
hit me with a lovely perception check.
Oh, that's great. Okay. First roll. Second roll. 12. Be the higher of the two.
As you're flying back, you see something moving in the north part of the graveyard.
Where the other body was.
No, the other body is over on the left side. This is off to the right.
I see something moving over there.
Mhm.
Mm.
Ping, 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 ping.
Yeah, I see it now. Okay. I'll fly back to this group and kind of do hoppy but Thessler still has his speak with animals up, right?
Yeah.
So I'll just be something over there, something over there. Just look back and forth between them and where I saw movement. Moving.
Alrighty.
Thing moving. And actually, after I let them know that, I want to go do a loop over that. High up.
Oh.
'Cause I
Okay.
want to see it. I said I saw movement, so just kind of looking around.
So you want to do a...
I wanted to warn them first and then go take a better look at it. But like I'm up high-ish. Not super high that I can't see details, but like just higher up.
Okay,
Yeah,
then
things don't tend to look up.
I'll give you another opportunity for a perception check.
Yeah.
Got the
Do
eyes of
better.
an eagle.
Do you have
Come
the
on.
eyes of an eagle?
I will check as well.
That's a bad roll.
You're gonna
So
go fly
12,
around?
16.
Yeah, I'm gonna find
16
around.
would be my
All
next
right.
one.
So you go and do a perception check as well.
Good advantage because you're a burb. Oh wait, no,
I-
you're wild shaped, aren't you?
I'm wild shaped.
So that's I can't remember. Do you keep your wisdom? Your own wisdom score with that? I think you do.
27.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Much better. I got a 16. It's my check. Wouldn't Liv still understand me though, since she's in bird shape?
Yeah.
And I am burb. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Although you sound much more intelligent than I do.
The two of you see something large moving around over there.
I am going to immediately if I see that as burb, I'm going to immediately come back to Thessalar and like I'm gonna look at Liv and go, nope. And I'm gonna go back to Thessalar and Crosses and just tell Thessalar basically in bird speak, like, time to go. Just scoop him up and we're gone.
Yeah. I would be like, nope,
Just-
head back,
nope.
grab Process again.
I'll explain what I saw before, but we're leaving.
As you kind of scoop up the two and go Crosses, because you kind of can figure out where they were flying, you can kind of see where they were going.
Mhm.
I'll give you an opportunity for a perception check to kind of see if you can, while flying away.
Because I know
What
if
were they
I've
looking
got
at?
SLR, whatever, the large. Like, if we have to go past it in any way to get back to the town, I'm giving it a wide berth.
No, you
Or
guys go
left.
straight
Okay.
to the left. So
Yeah, no, I don't. I got a 9.
I mean, SLR might
so
get a look at it.
I think getting snatched up threw me off.
I grabbed SLR.
oh
I don't
gosh,
know if it
Thessalar
gave
does
me more time
not
to
see
react.
it. He's just like, what's going on? Okay, we're out of here.
Exactly, like
And you guys just fly off.
I guess Thessalar is getting like somewhat of a like if you asked a toddler what like a monster looks like, bird brain is just like lizard folk armor, nope, because bird Kythos is just automatically assuming it might be Xenocrates
or
because
the
lizard
malice.
folk in
Ooh.
armor. Just that's all bird brain interpreted, and that was enough for me to go, there's only 4 of us here right now. We should go. I know that
So
much.
you guys make it back to the town.
I assume my hour is pretty much up, right?
Yep. So
Or
shortly
close to it,
after
like, we
you
land,
land,
and
shortly after you guys land, you poof back.
I have 6 hours in shape unless I wanna.
and like Kythos turns
Hmm.
back into Kythos, and it's just going, nope, nope. And then I'll do my best to describe the thing I saw.
Yeah,
Actually, I've got my little telepathic link, right?
Yep.
That we've determined that if I can sit and focus, I can get visual. So I will I guess I'll mind link with Crosses to give visual of what Bird me saw in
So while that's
the
happening,
graveyard.
what's everybody else doing?
I finally unshape and after jumping off crosses and be like, okay, I would tell you, but I'm more entail that not crosses, Kythos tells you. I want to see where this goes.
But yeah, so then I will Tim whenever Tim gets back, then we'll see if he shares the photo. Or am I okay to share the photo, Tim? He thinks Tim's in the bathroom. All right. He's got his headset on, so he can hear me. Just
So,
can't respond.
wait, are you guys back in town now, or?
Yeah. Basically, because this game got Jax, came back, brought Jax back because Jax didn't like being in the cemetery, and then I went back, and on my way back, saw a thing. I went, nope, because to put it frankly, Giant Eagle has an intelligence of 8. My
I'm
regular
pretty sure
intelligence is 12.
I'm pretty sure
Although a
y'all
giant
can see
eagles.
Andreas is just wandering around, building to building, going, "This is general store."
Did you hit your
This is
long
general
rest
store."
button?
Yeah, I did. Why?
Because it shows you
Okay,
only
it
having
still has
50
you
health.
only 50 health. Just checking.
Oh.
Did you
Right
actually
here.
hit it?
I thought I did. I guess I didn't.
Important questions. I'm much better at hitting it when I'm a squishy spellcaster than I am a fighter. Yeah, so for context, the giant eagle is not as intelligent as Kythos, but it is more perceptive than Kythos. So honestly, as Kythos, I probably wouldn't have gotten this good of a look.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
giant eagles.
for
Yeah. Am I
so
okay? Do you want
for
to share the photo?
I'll share it to the game log, but yeah, the image
I may
that
have
you
walked
got,
into a random building.
Crosses.
Oh.
What the
That.
fuck? It's a lizard boy. I want to pet his cheeks.
I would
And
not
mind you, he's big,
Big? Like, was he like large size, huge size?
large. Yes.
Okay, then yeah, that totally justifies the giant eagle being like, nope. Because saw giant lizard folk, a large lizard folk, in armor. How? So now that I'm back to human form, or Leonid form, yeah, I'll share that image to Crosses, and then I'll do the same with Thessalar. And how close to that is what
Is this what Xenocrates
Onyx
looks like?
is?
Or
Yeah,
Onyx?
Onyx or Xenocrates.
Considering that Xenocrates, let me just share it to.
I'm looking more for
different.
similarities to Onyx as opposed to Xenocrates. Granted, they're the same person, but I remember Onyx's arm. Like Onyx looks a little different, right?
He was
Like
a
the
little,
symbol
I
was
think so, yeah.
back. Yeah.
So in D&D Saturday, I shared what Xenocrates looks like / Onyx looks like.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought that Xenocrates looked like.
So the picture
Thought
that
I
Damn, I was
got
muted.
shared.
far enough to not.
So the picture that got shared on the VTT chat, who's that?
Oh no, I like for the most part, what happened was Bird Kythos is not actual Kythos. Saw enough similarities of just armored lizard folk that was large. We
Oh.
kept talking about the fact that Malice ate
Onyx.
Onyx. So rather than sitting there and figuring it out, Bird Kythos went, "No, we're gonna leave. we're just gonna dip, because fuck that." So this is Xenocrates though in the chat, right? Or is this Onyx?
Xenocrates is the one that's in D&D. Yeah.
Right, but Onyx was a little different, if I remember correctly.
No.
It was basically a carbon copy.
Yeah.
Roll me an insight check. Now
Me?
that you're Leonin
Sure,
form.
sure. I'd rather roll an insight.
Ugh.
Yeah, you're not sure if what you saw was accurate or not, considering
For the most part, the owl or the eagle's reaction was more or less just very animalistic. Of yes, I'm a giant eagle, but this is a large lizard folk with armor and shit. And in Kythos form, Kythos would have been like, "Meh, I can handle that. We can handle that with the four of us." Eagle went, "Nope, nope." And
Oh,
just
come on,
blows
you got
out.
multi-attack.
Yeah, with 26 hit points.
Just don't get hit.
Multi-attack requires coming in to attack. But yeah, just more or less Kythos like, nope, 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 nope.
Mhm.
Has eagle and
fine.
takes out of there.
while you guys are discussing, I think about this time, Andreas, you kind of wandered back to the group, having figured out that there is no actual general store in the entire town. Every single
hold up. Was
person
he
you
seriously
met,
listening?
every single person you met has a job within the town. You have the farmer, you have the butcher, you have pig farmers, you got chicken farmers, the fishermen, a whole bunch of different farm people mixed with, the tanner, the mason, the woodsmith, the blacksmith. I mean,
You
but
can see,
there's
Andreas walking back, his face revealed as he kind of stands right alongside with the others, as he stands right next to
is
Kythos.
he pouty?
He's pouty. He's just there kicking the ground. He says, "I hate the stupid town. They got no general store." You guys said you
Just
found a
gonna-
blacksmith, right? Where is the blacksmith? I want to talk to him.
Oh my
There.
god.
Okay,
Point.
bye. And he just rushes.
Anyway, so yeah, Kythos isn't sure if that was Onyx or Xeno, but the eagle was not willing to take the time to figure that out.
I mean, I really wouldn't want to deal with the thing, either one, really, honestly. So if you were able to, somewhat deduce that, that was possibly one of them.
Armored
I don't,
lizard.
yeah.
End
Crosses
of-
would have
also
just been kind
consider-
of like, I don't really know if I really would have fight.
I mean, also consider you were polymorphed into an eagle form when you did this. So
Yes.
Kythos is trying to contemplate, was the image that you saw real? Like, was it just a eagle's perception
Right.
of what you saw? And you're trying to explain this to Theslar and Crosses, but the person who's not speaking up has the one who, while in polymorph form, can retain their mental faculties.
Wild shape, yeah. Different.
Who's in wild shape, who has retained their mental faculties and hasn't said a goddamn thing.
At first, I was like, I did say that I was seeing what the brain would remember for eagle for polymorph, and I'm like, then I would say that it's legit what I saw at
Would
the
you
lizard
wait?
farm.
I will actually look at Liv and be like, here. Let's link And you focus on what you saw as you. You remember everything.
Yes.
You're still you. I'm not me when I'm like that. I mean,
So-
I
Yeah, with
am, but I'm
Snickers.
not.
So
I will-
Kaito's basically asking Liv, like, did you see this? Like, no one else claimed to see anything except Liv.
Yeah, I would say I do
Yeah,
see
so
it.
I'll link.
I did see it.
And-
So you link
what
and ask,
image do I get
what
for
did you
Liv?
see? You get the exact same image that you saw. But there's
I
a little
guess
bit more
it's-
details. Like, this looks like
Oh,
it could be Onyx or Xeno, but a
Okay.
larger, infested, bulked up,
mm,
darkened form.
It's like I get the description from Liv, and Kaithos' face kind of does that, like, I gotta hand it to Eagles. They got good judges. Fuck that.
It's called animal instincts.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure I saw the same thing you did, but with more detail.
Yeah, no, so Kaithos gets the more detail, and it's just like, looks at Thessalar, and it's like, we need to talk to Sandra because, if that thing heads this way,
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Jax is inside the tavern regaling to a Sandra. Hey, yeah, I got called up to the creepy graveyard and everything's all fucky wucky, and they had me read a thing, and it was kind of like catching her up on what happened if
Right.
anyone goes in try to find them
oh
kind of
no,
deal.
if it's basically Kaithos is gonna get that like confirmation from Liv that it's basically the same thing, except that there are actually like tangible similarities to Onyx. Just a more monstrous form of Onyx. Kaithos is just going to assume and be like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. And just like look at Thessalar, do the link thing
Oh, fuck.
quick with
fuck.
Thessalar and crosses to like give the better image that they just got from Liv,
I mean,
and then come out of it and be like, there's too many similarities there, and I'm gonna
Malice chose a new
hop into
body.
the inn.
Malice has chosen a new body.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Oh
I'm
god.
gonna go into the inn pretty damn quick. And be like, we have a problem. That
Which
we
makes
should
sense
deal
with
in
all
the
the
next
which
hour.
makes sense of all the other creatures that has eaten, trolls and dragons and
It's eating large things. It's eating Onyx.
Oh,
It's
boy.
combined all of that into.
A lot of monstrous things too.
Didn't we almost kill it too?
Almost.
Almost so close.
But then again, we were fighting something else
We were fighting
right
stupid dragons on.
before fighting Malice,
Yeah.
and we almost
Yeah.
killed it. So now
We
we're
killed-
going
we
into
killed-
this with
We were fighting the two dragons and Onyx. And then Malice popped into the fight, along with Thessalar, and we almost killed Malice. We killed
Mhm.
Onyx, which then, like, I don't know, we were very close, and he went and gobbled up Onyx, and then was
Right.
like, "All right, peace, bitches," and was like
Yeah.
gone. And we're like, "Fuck you! We almost killed you."
Right. Kaithos is gonna hop into the inn and just kind of be like, kind of do that, like, slam the door open a little bit. Just like, we have a problem.
Emergency!
Meanwhile, down in the
Torch!
blacksmiths, between Protect's help, manages to make a really nice looking bayonet for the musket, which would give the
Nice.
same stats as a short sword.
Fuck.
Damn.
Nice. If I just add like a short sword into my thing for rolling.
Yeah, so if you'd go for like a bayonet strike, it'd pretty much be used as a piercing version of a short sword.
Oh, he's got a longer bayonet. Mine's shorter. Mine's like a dagger.
Mm-hmm.
Stabby,
It's
stabby.
not the size that counts.
It's how you use it. It's how
It's
you
also-
use the
Person being
tool.
it's
stabbed
also-
might beg to differ.
You were also asking a larger creature to make you something who is not so large of a creature. So yes, in their version, it's a normal size bayonet.
Oh shit! I just
Sure.
realized you added the enervating blade into my thing.
Yes, I did.
Completely forgot about that, motherfucker.
As
Nice.
soon as that wraps up, Protec's gonna produce the trident and the bracer.
Ooh.
Oh,
I mean, it is gold. What are you gonna do with it?
What's this?
Sorry. It's gold, but you can still use the colder side of the forge. It's obviously
You-
pretty beat up and marred, and
Yeah, you want fix?
yeah, figure we just keep going now that we've got a rhythm going.
All right. So while Alamos is fitting the bayonet to the musket, nice snug fit, tightens it down well. As the two of you start foiling now with the trident, are like, all right, cool. Let's put it in the heat a little bit, start getting the metal a little bit soft, and let's start hammering it into place. Is when Andreas comes flying through the door.
Project.
Yep.
What's up?
Yep.
Well, I didn't find the general store, but I decided to check out, see if I can't get a better weapon. Because this thing is out of magic juice. Bastard.
Wait, what does Andreas have at the moment?
It's got that mace
base.
Maze
but
of
I-
disruption.
disruption.
I've
But
gotta
it's just a
step
normal
away for,
mace
like, 5
now,
minutes.
isn't it?
Yeah, you're
It's
good.
normal maze.
I've been requested.
Let me
You've been
double check the
requested?
mace roll.
Yep,
Humans or dogs?
humans.
Okay.
Oh,
I will be right back.
Maybe humans.
Okay.
Sorry.
They have requested
But
my
humans
Alamo,
need space.
Alamos is gonna look at Andreas, just kind of pausing the fitting of the bayonet for a moment. Gets like the sword, for the enervating sword, just as like a load like flipping. I wish you had this, bitch. Sucks a suck.
It's like slowly. Anyways, I was wondering if you could help me make something cool, or weaponized, or step, slice.
Did you just say weapon heist?
Weaponized.
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 Oh, I heard weapon heist.
I
If
need
gonna do
a
weapon heist, I'd
blacksmith.
touch one of Kaithos' weapons because they have like a big. What? Don't they have a big battle axe?
No.
Kythos?
No,
I thought one of
Protect
us had a
Caster?
battle axe.
Protect.
Protec,
Protec.
and
But I
Alamos.
respect
Alamos
Protec
has a
too
glaive.
much.
Alamos has the glaive.
Yeah.
I mean, Kythos is a mind blade, but currently that's just a
So,
fucking hilt,
I
as
have-
far as I'm aware.
Question.
Mm.
Is there by any chance you know how to make a scimitar?
A scimitar would be nice. It's a 19 to 20 crit range.
you want scimitar when you have beady mace?
Prefer scimitar.
Prefer scimitar.
I like swords rather than blunt objects.
You're a
What am
paladin.
I gonna do? Bonk stick on enemies? You know,
Yes.
Bonk,
Yeah.
bonk, bonk, bonk,
Yeah.
bonk. When I could just stab them.
You're
Now
a
we
paladin.
hang on, wait,
Stabbing doesn't work well on skeletons.
I
Paladin.
don't care. You can slice.
Paladins run around with a giant hammer all the time.
Yeah, but I'm not.
Now we know where your brain cells and your morals lie.
Oh my.
Did you not know
Fuck
that
you,
Smite-
you giant metal tin bag. I just want a better method.
You just see the Goliaths bang, alternate shots. And while you're in there, have a conversation talking about wanting a scimitar, occasional glance up by the blacksmith, black down to what they're working on. The trident ends up looking real nice, real polished, real fixed up kind of thing. It's no longer banged up. He's just a little confused about the bracelet part of it. Because the two things that should work together no longer work together. And then kind of glances back over at the tiefling and scimitar. Okay. And wanders over to his stuff and partial projects and this, that, and the other thing, and turns around and he's holding a blade by the blade side as he throws it forward. Andreas, give me a con check.
That one. Natural
20. Natural
Come
20.
on.
Nat 20. Nat 20.
Nat one. Come on, Nat
Wait,
one.
Andrew.
Nat one. Close
Son
enough.
of a bitch. Wait, I have inspiration. I'm gonna use it.
Nat one.
From when?
Fearless.
He's had it, I think, from a previous fight that you weren't in.
Damn it.
Regardless, those inspirations only last 10 minutes.
Oh, so he
do
would
they-
not have it.
Was it
So-
the bardic inspiration or the combat inspiration?
Either one.
I don't know anyone.
Most of you guys will
yeah.
use that combat inspiration during combat, so we don't have to worry too much
That's
about
it.
it.
I'm using my dice.
True.
I don't trust.
No,
the
you already
digital
rolled
dice
it.
anymore.
You already rolled
No,
at this
but I'm
moment.
saying
Yeah.
You only rolled
Okay.
What
that,
does it mean
Buddha.
for like right now?
So the blade, scimitar looking blade, sticks into the ground right in front of your foot, but you not really paying attention on the intention, leap into the air with a shriek.
Well,
You
then,
might need to
Andrew's
you might
hopping
need to
away.
turn the voice volume down on that just a little bit, Daniel.
Sorry.
Because every time you
Sorry
go
about that.
every time you go robot voice, you are the loudest mofo in the room.
I'm sorry.
just Andreas.
I'm just saying,
hopping
just
and
got to turn it down a little bit.
Fuck.
So yeah,
That was my
Protech,
point.
while you were gone, while Andreas
You're
and Alamos are having the little conversation / argument,
Fucking
you guys get the trident to look really nicely and fixed up and back to fairly normal. The Goliath is a little confused as to the bracelet,
Right.
as to what to do with it, because
While we're hammering on it, I'll explain what it used to be.
in which case you guys are hammering on everything, and it's like so useful to jewelry.
Basically, yeah.
Well, maybe you can
But-
find someone to restore the magic besides,
Mm-hmm. That is the hope eventually, but
simple return is a fairly simple magic, I think. You just need to repair, repair, and then he stops. Repairing. Pair.
Out of
You
question.
need a
this is
repairing.
something- Yeah.
that's
out
Protech's
of-
understanding of it as well.
What's
I
up,
have a
guys?
question out of character for that once they're done, Tim.
Okay.
It's
Uh,
been a thought, and this actually kind of brings it up. So
Okay.
it's just an out of question
what's that?
character thing. So I have the infusion returning. What what would be the kind of like it's in an infusion, so
Mhm.
usually with that I can infuse the item um and then he can like hold it. But my question would be is with the help of like maybe somebody else who understands magic a little bit more, would I be able to use that understanding of the infusion to implement the returning magic back to that item?
Potentially,
Okay. It was something that I've
because
been
the
mulling
brace
over and that
because the
yeah.
bracelet most likely served as a point for the returning to come back to. Think about it as in like magnets. Even if someone has returning on like a dagger, it's not necessarily the dagger that's infused. It's also like a glove or like maybe a ring or something like that, so it knows to go back to that hand. It works similarly to like Thor and calling Mjolnir. It doesn't matter which hand he calls out, but the action of the magic is holding out the hand, and the hammer returns to that hand. You know, if he calls it with his left, he can't like swipe it with his right because it's going to try to find the left hand because that's the one that called it.
Like I said, it was just something I've been mulling over because but now that Johnny has actually brought it up, is like wanting to maybe one day bring that. It's like, well,
So all
maybe
you
the
would
DM might work with us,
all
Johnny.
that you all that would have to happen is to put return on the bracelet and connect it to the trident, so the trident knows where to go back to, because it always snaps back to the hand that's wearing the bracelet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The only thing is with the way infusions work is that for artificers in the ruling at least, if I use an infusion slot for something else, it takes off the last used one, so it like rotates through them. So
Mhm.
what I would be looking at is like trying to keep that infusion on the equipment forever, like basically turning it back into its magical item that it was.
You would
without-
probably need a lot of arcana rolls and probably several people to do this.
And we know somebody over in Bruxus who might be able to help us.
Potentially, yeah.
So we might be able to get your returning trident working again.
Return it to its former state.
Yep.
But yeah, so also then at Andreas's feet, as a weapon was thrown at him and he shrieked and jumped into the sky and made Alamos crackle up, is a scimitar.
But also, ow, fucker.
I mean, he didn't actually hit
Yeah,
you. He just threw it at your feet, and you just happened to fail
Got startled.
You got startled by it, hence the Constitution check.
Yeah.
The ow is more of a hurt of his pride.
Right.
You could have just handed it to me instead of tossing it
But
my
you know
feet.
that-
What if it pierced my foot?
He shrugs and my shot, my rules.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, somebody threw a loaded gun at him earlier today, and I kind of understand that to be a bit out of character.
It's like, oh, so this group throws weapons. Okay, throw. Which is why after the musket got thrown, the ammunition got thrown, the scimitar got thrown, but because Protech handed the weapon, he got it handed nicely back.
Handed back.
But he never handed anything to. Oh.
He just assumed with you.
You
You came in
Wow.
demanding
Fair.
something, so he just assumed.
you came in demanding something and then started arguing with Alamos. So he put you guys in the same
Yep.
departmental.
bucket.
Yep.
Oh, these are all the same group. This is the way they act.
Mm-hmm.
But
the
as you
government
guys are also sitting there hanging out too, at some point he starts putting out his fire and puts on his cloak again and kind of cleans himself up a little bit and Okay, now go get drink. And just walks right past
Oh,
you
hell
guys
yeah.
out the blacksmith
Get drunk.
where he goes
Yeah,
into the
it's
tavern.
drink getting time.
Yep.
Almost just when
So-
he leaves, Almost just points at Andres and starts laughing again.
But as you guys are all coming out of the blacksmith's shop, heading back is probably around the time that Kathos kicks in the door. We got a problem.
Kind of speeds up a little bit, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I imagine that was pretty audible.
hmm
And
I
literally
wasn't
just
trying to be
straight up
subtle.
goes, what the fuck?
And then I'll give a cliff notes of, yes, found the grave. Pretty sure it's probably the Lich's grave that might or might not have been dug out by Xenocrates. Except the fact that there is a large, almost monstrous version of onyx in that cemetery, potentially. Don't know if it's just a regular lizard folk with armor, but pretty sure based off of her, and I'll point to Liv, her mental picture from it and my mental picture from it, there's too many similarities. So we think it might be Malice, but using the form of onyx. Is large. Don't know if it's gonna head this way or not, but I wasn't exactly stealthy upon leaving because bird brain said
say-
nope.
Cassandra starts freaking out. Do we know? Well, okay, you say you don't know if it's coming here. Ah, crap. What about the people?
I would say we get.
Well,
I'll look at
put them into a safe space.
Crosses and I'll look at Sandra and just be like, I mean, what's the easiest to defend building in town?
I mean, we could also just like meet it before it even gets here.
Oh no, that's my
Mhm.
plan, but I'd rather still warn the town before we.
Well,
Or
yeah, well,
Thessalar
yeah,
could just poof it again.
That's a lot of magic. I'd rather use him for the fight.
That is part of the
Take-
fight.
Take Malice out of the question, out of the equation, just completely.
Yeah,
know.
I mean,
I mean, we could
I'm
run.
s-
I feel like
I'm
running too. I'm always
pretty
down for running.
sure that the people of Bruxus, when a town reappeared, would be very inclined to investigate.
Wait, question, Crosses. When you said we could also run, was that in character or just word vomiting?
No, that
my
was out of character. That was in character.
I was out of
Process
character.
will always. No, it was in. It was in.
Oh, it's in. You
Kaitos
just
is
get a
worse.
side death glare from Alamos.
He
The
ignores it.
dirtiest
So-
look you have ever received.
The one constant we have is Thessalar
Self-preservation.
goes somewhere, and Malice shows up. We went and found those bodies, and then this creature showed up. Thessalar uses his magic to transport the town. Malice just shows up wherever we show up at the town.
But,
we could
Malice
also-
isn't teleporty Sprite anymore.
No, he's not.
How'd he get in the graveyard then?
He probably walked there.
How did you guys get to the graveyard?
We flew.
I believe
was a
magic.
bird.
Well, the teleportation circle first.
Mhm.
Elevator. So was he following us this entire time just to find this town again?
Or he's been wandering. So here's the thing, though, is we don't know what happened to him after the fight at the very beginning when we entered into the forest. He could have just been wandering around, and it's a possibility that it's just a coincidence that we've popped up in the area, and he's also found the area roughly about the same time.
Like, you guys have been here
Okay.
almost 2 days in comparison.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's true.
Or
But he's been wandering around for a while in the
So his
forest.
plan, teleport the town while we stay and fight? Or do we all teleport and get out of here?
I mean,
We gotta
we
deal with
could
him at some
probably.
point.
Thessalar
is there-
mentions if you guys stay and the town gets teleported, he won't have the ability to come back
Come
and
back.
and bring defenses.
So how long would it take for him to get to do the magic? And the question is we don't know. I guess for right now, like we've spent a good. How long has it been since we've shown up now? To tell people this, since we were over at the graveyard,
10 minutes,
roughly
maybe?
time frame.
Uh,
An hour?
maybe like half an hour, maybe,
Half an hour, and you said
for
it
you guys to
takes
come
couple
back
hours.
and
a couple of
yeah.
hours to.
to walk it.
So if was depending on process is like literally thinking he's trying to figure out like how long do we have, like, because if basically if this dude malice if this is malice / onyx, we were not stealthy in leaving, he would have seen the direction that we would have headed,
Mm-hmm.
which means that he is heading this way, yes, but he's on foot where we were on birds, so we've probably maybe got about an hour's left of time. So how long would the ritual take for you to basically teleport this town back over to where it was?
I would need 10 minutes to prepare.
That's enough time to
So-
get ascending to Drogue.
Enough time for that. I will go scout and try to see if I can spot Onyx in the pathways of and even if Liv wants to join in as an eagle, we could try to scout outward to see if we could spot him. And yeah, I mean, we could
I would
try to
s-
teleport
yeah.
the town with all of us here and just go
You
bye
guys
bye.
go scout. I'll message Drogue and just more or less be like, make sure that section of town is empty. Because I assume, and I'll look at that later, but like, you're gonna just swap the two, right? Get rid of the image that's there and put this in its place.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I'll do ascending to Drogue. It's more or less along the lines of coming in hot. Make sure destroyed section of town is empty of anyone.
You have 10 minutes.
10
Wait,
minutes.
Yeah. Or how fast can you ensure that we don't have a lot of time? So I want to see how fast Drogue can make sure that section's empty first. Because that'll affect.
I mean, it was relatively
he
empty
starts
when
this.
we were there,
Right.
right, Tim?
But
Like, there was
who knows
mostly
if they have
undead.
patrols going through there or
I mean, facts, fair.
something like that. That's what I want to make sure is there's like nobody in that section.
All right. So you send out that message.
Yep.
You get a fairly quick reply. Saying 10 minutes is more than enough. I'll make sure that's clear.
Okay. So we're clear to do this whenever we need to.
So at least I, Crossus, can scout.
You
I-
wait.
I would as
Um,
well. I can
I-
help. Well.
I'll look at Cassandra and be like, we gotta make sure everybody gets into town before we leave too.
Yeah.
You said the Leonin's kids go off and explore and shit like that. What time of day is it at this point, Tim?
Middle afternoon.
Okay. So yeah, I'll look at Cassandra and be like, we need to spread the word in town and have everybody in town. Unless I'll look at Thessalar and be like, unless it doesn't matter whether or not they're in town. I mean, I assume it does.
Yeah, I would assume so too.
I
Jack's
will
just
speak
let
to
him.
their father and go look.
Okay.
Hmm?
I'm gonna
I
say
will
Jax
speak
just
to
kind
their
of pops
father
up and
and go
like
look for them.
Jax just kind of asks wildly as Alamo starts wandering away. Like, yeah, how does he call his kids when he needs them?
That's true. I'll pop over to him. Be like, "Your kids gotta get back in town. We gotta go. Big danger coming. How do you get your kids back?"
Well, as you start wandering, Alamo seems to have started heading off ahead. You kind of follow up behind suit as Cassandra steps out into over by the well, which seems to be like the center of town, and starts calling for people
Right.
to.
I assume Crosses and Liv are going and scouting.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And Thessalar, just to kind of start, he goes over to the well and starts preparing a area for his magic. So he starts just sitting there calmly channeling. One of the farmers brings out like this bell as Cassandra is calling for people and starts ringing it to kind of like get everyone's attention, and slowly people from the different areas of the town start coming forward, investigating like what's going on.
I don't myself, so that helps. So I give
You guys make it to the fisherman.
Owl's wisdom.
What do you say to him?
Okay.
Kind of just goes I know, I'm not gonna do it, but there's a lot of talking for this one. Just kind of goes off and like almost very like the diplomat kind of energy is kind of coming out. Like, we're evacuating to middle of town.
We need everybody in town. You don't want to evacuate.
We need everyone. Everyone's gathering in the middle of town. Fuck off. I'm just seeing. Alamo's just describing what's being seen. Everyone's just going to the middle of town. Anyway, I was like, my friend mentioned you have kids who wander off. Where are they? Or how can we find them?
They're near. They're just out and about. I'm sure if you give them a startle, they'll come running.
So,
Do they
like,
have
the
somewhere
bell
they
ringing.
like to go in specific, or
What Kythos will just ask, what direction?
South over the bridge.
Kythos will wander down, like, we'll just take off that direction.
I
does
used to
not
be
need-
able to call from here, but I don't have the lung power anymore.
Names.
I could give
Do you
it a
use
try.
names or you just shout?
He kind of like gives Kythos that look like shout.
Got
I don't
it.
shout.
Just go on. Just Kythos takes
Arr.
off basically that direction and gets over the bridge, more or less. And just, well, I'll use the daunting roar, I guess, is the best. Whatever it is. Technically, it's got only like a 10-foot, whatever the fuck, but the
I'm
effect is
assuming
just being
Alamo says
loud as
followed to kind
fuck.
of be like, I need to see this.
Yeah.
It's like, guys, this
Yeah.
is like, I remember how I got called in when I was little from shenaniganizing. Let's just do that. So, yeah, basically crosses that bridge and then just shits. It was like giant fucking roar. Like, Kaithos' speech is always kind of gravelly, that low, like growliness.
Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck
this
over
is-
here?
I am
You rip
shouting
out
at
this
people.
massive lion's roar that just starts like echoing through the valley. And
Mhm.
even based on the fact of everything's like hills and you guys are down in a valley, it doesn't take much for it to like ping off the other hills, and now you can kind of hear it echoing throughout the entire town.
I'll just look at Alamos and be like, that should do it.
What you don't see is the fisherman's got like this like quirky smile, like yes, okay. But it doesn't take more than maybe like 2 or 3 minutes do you see two creatures running up the pathway.
Do
They
I
look
get
like-
that you're not my dad? What the fuck?
Yeah, they
Right.
come running up, and then they kind of like come to a halt, and they just kind of stare at you. Like they're small in comparison, but probably like teenage.
Are they like kids? Okay,
They're they're like teenage.
We're leaving. Get in the town.
Your father's waiting for you.
Your dad sent me. Move your butts. just like
So they hesitate for a minute, but because of the daunting roar, they're just kind of like, yes, sir. And they just start running past you like, yep, we got it. We're good. We're here.
Super off, though. Sweet.
You know,
Trash bag.
they come
Yeah,
zooming
those be
into
like-
town and kind of like cutting through the buildings and runs into dad in the town. They're all like, daddy, 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 daddy.
Who the fuck is this?
It's me,
Dad?
Dad yelled at us. No,
Oh, yeah.
Who the fuck's the scary guy?
Yeah, no, they do.
Almost
They do
just-
kind of as you guys like follow back. You know, it's like who the hell is that? And dad, you know, the fisherman's just kind of like, well, you came when called, so it doesn't fucking matter, does it?
Just while going back, Alamos just goes,
Very well done.
You grumpy
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, Kythos
What's
doesn't
that?
use the
What was
roar
the
very
second
often.
half of that?
no, he does not.
He doesn't. I think I used it once, and that was to scare Liv. Or no, it was used to scare Lynn and Andreas.
Yeah.
They're both like an inch from death and came back into the fighting room. I was just
Yeah,
like,
and you
I
daunted
just said
roar
you
them
get
to
out.
go the fuck away, and they went running.
Yeah.
Need an aspirin out after that one, old man.
Yeah, everyone starts slowly making it into town. Liv, did you go with Crossus to kind of
Yes,
go
yes,
scout
I did.
around? Okay. So you two go running off.
That's up top.
Honestly, anybody from the town in like whatever radius you decide to probably rate that. So if there were other people out, they'd be like,
So yeah, you
What the
guys
shit?
are flying around, going up the path. You know that you're still able to see the town behind you, but it's kind of like down the hill.
Yeah.
But as you kind of like cliff that side on the far end of the trail, you see this fucking hulking creature, slow moving,
What the fuck?
dragging this
"There's a reason."
what
Kaitos
looks
went,
to be
"No."
modified looks like a guillotine on a stick.
Oh, hell no. This motherfucker about to play judge, jury, and executioner with our
But
lives.
it's like it's got it in its hand, but like the tip of the blade is like dragging into the ground and just making this trail
pretty
behind
heavy.
it. Hmm.
Could be somewhat heavy at least, but yeah. And how far are we out from the town itself? You said. Again, sorry.
You guys are about, well, flying wise, not very far. Walking wise, probably 30 minutes.
Okay. So yeah, they've got about exactly 30 minutes, even with him just lumbering down this trail. Because he's about 60 feet
Mhm.
away. So, I tell Liv to go back, since she can fly faster than me, to warn them that he obviously is coming, and we've got about 30 minutes left.
She just basically does what's told instead of flying straight, she like does a what is it they pull up in the airplanes and you do it backwards, upside down for a second, then flip
Barrel
to
roll kind of thing.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
or like a flip barrel roll kind of thing.
Yeah. Just flip back and then head back.
All right, so you start heading back. Process. Do you do anything else well after telling them to do that?
That is actually what I am just trying to figure out if there's something. Trying to figure out if I have.
I mean, if
something
you
I can-
two took off, how long did it take you to get there?
It took them only a
'Cause
couple
it-
minutes.
So
Yeah,
we're they're
because,
kind
I
of
mean,
running out of time.
So more than likely, Kaitos did the mind linky stuff
Okay.
with Crosses just to like keep a link between us and them to an extent. And that lasts 12 minutes. It's a 4-mile range. So
Okay.
I don't know if he's still in range or not.
Still within range. Yeah, you probably
Okay, so
heard
yeah.
telling Liv to go back. Go back, let them
So
know.
yeah, Crosses just gets a reminder like, so we're still late. What's up?
I mean, I give this the mental image of the creature lumbering down.
Could that be him?
And I'm trying to think of something. I don't think I have anything. I think it's
God,
just probably
anything to
right that I
slow
get
him
the fuck
down?
out. Yeah, I'm trying to think of something to slow him down, but
How far out are you for Kythos' know-how? How far? You said a couple minutes, Tim?
Couple minutes flying, yeah.
Couple minutes flying, so if Liv's I'll mental link to Crosses and be like, if Liv's coming back, I'll hitch a ride with Liv out there and see if I can try something that might hold him for a hot sec.
well, I just actually hold where are we sitting at on the ritual, because we've got about 30 minutes left before he's on the town itself.
The ritual's already been started.
So
So
how
maybe
long
just
until
come
it's
back
like
and let's get the fuck out.
I was gonna say,
You probably
how
got
long do we have until it's completely?
like 4 or 5 minutes, though.
All right, I get
come
the
out.
fuck
Yeah,
back.
get
I
back.
just come back. Yeah.
Like Kythos is gonna be more or less Kythos is gonna be on the edge of town where the creature would be coming from, basically, Tim. Like still
Okay.
in the boundaries, so when the thing goes off, I go with. But
So
like I'm
Liv
on
comes-
the edge of that,
yeah,
watching
so-
for him.
So Liv comes flying back. You are like on the far edge of town, up the road, waiting for Crosses to come back.
Yeah.
Who you can just see is, because it's more of like a downhill, you kind of get that gliding effect.
Yeah.
As you're just trying to like
Coming
get
in
back,
hot.
eyes fucking wide as like, oh, I saw it.
Kythos is just nodding and just like, that's why you told me it was just
I'm not level
nope.
20 yet.
Kythos is just like, this is why Eagle Me was just like, nah, I ain't deal with that.
I don't have fireball yet.
I do, and that's why I am sitting here in case, like, the estimate was half an hour, yes, but I don't know if it still has magical capabilities similar to
the worst part
spirit.
is like, yeah, the worst part is like, if I had gone further into Artificer, like out of character stating this, if I had gone further into Artificer at some point, I would have had Wall of Fire along with you. I would just been like, oh, let's just do a wall of fire around him.
Just a wall of nope. Yeah. But yeah, Kythos is waiting here because I don't know how much magic this formation still has. So I am more or less here to, like, if it gets close, the ritual still hasn't gone off yet, fire off something high level to, like, slow it down.
And so yeah, everyone starts getting in close. Some people start like holding on to each other because they're all like, all right, we don't want to like we don't want to lose anybody.
It's the whole town, right? Are we
Yep.
taking just the people or the whole
town.
city?
Nope, the whole
Like
town.
buildings and all, right?
Yep.
So yeah, I'm on the edge of whatever that is, Tim, so that I'll go to.
And so
Make sure I'm alive.
there's
with, like,
this
this
growing
right here.
energy around the well where Thessalar is that's making some people like step back. Sandra kind of wanders over to like the tavern and there's like a posted sign and she starts like holding on to it like, I don't know what's about to happen.
Nobody does. I'm just waiting to
Nobody-
see if the big motherfucker comes over the hill and looks like he's gonna cause us problems, so I can cast. I don't know, mental.
And so yeah,
I-
Crosses comes zooming past you. You're slowly like taking steps back as you know, you're just trying to brace yourself, and it doesn't take long for you to see the fucker crest over that hill. He
How
still
far away is he from you
weighs
right
he
now?
still weighs
Okay.
out about 30 minutes walking. He's about several hundred
Oh, okay.
feet easily.
Gotcha.
But yeah,
If-
he crests that hill and you can just see this is a big motherfucker.
Yeah, Kaithos is just sitting here like shaking his head like if he gets for whatever reason within 120 feet of Kaithos, I'm using distance spell and I'm gonna try and mental prison him.
Mhm.
More or less. I will attempt the big 6 level.
No, as you
What if
guys
my
are
two-
well within, but slowly just like backing up with everything, you hear Thessalar shouting, "Okay, here we go." And there's just this massive pool of like energy and magic that's just
I'm
you
gonna
can
sit down.
you can
Just
see
like-
this you
I
can
don't
see
wanna
this
land in a
like
weird way.
green light around where Thessalar is slowly grow in size, and it gets bigger and bigger
wanna do a
until
thing.
You wanna do a thing? What are you doing?
Yes. Pay for 3 pints for the other Goliath and tell him to drink fast because it'll help with the teleportation process.
it looks at you like you're fucking crazy for a few seconds, but then downs him. Okay.
It's like, just do it.
This entire time, Alamos is just kind of going from people
So this
to people,
bubble,
kind
wait,
of like
this
calming
bubble
them.
is still growing? If the bubble seems like it's slowing down and not growing. we're
Nope,
we're in the
it's-
bubble, right?
What's going on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys are
Seeing the
full in the
wall of
bubble,
magic
but it's
pass.
like, yeah, well, it's not just like the wall. It like you see how it's encompassing
If
the
it
entire
gets, like I am finding the edge of this bubble, and basically if he gets within 120 feet of the bubble, I'm gonna try to
Um,
mental prison him to
It won't
keep
let me
him
make
from
it any
getting in the
bigger
bubble.
because it's hit the edges of the map.
He's
I think
he's
that
not
pretty
in
much
the
covers
bubble,
the
right?
it covers the
yeah,
map.
it covers the whole time. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it doesn't cover him. Does it cover the monster or no?
Nope. He's well out of it. It comes just to
okay.
like just to the edge of like, you know, you can see where like even like up in this upper left hand corner. Oh, okay, well I can't really do that.
Yeah.
Where you got the dirt and then it goes into the tree line. Like you can see that like proverbial line where
covering
the
everything.
town had plopped. So yeah, you see this aura grow out and almost like completely encompasses the town, and Thessalar's just sitting there holding it, you know, his jacket and shit, his hat's flown off somewhere. You know, it's just almost windy right where he's at. And then
Yep.
as he's like, all right, hold on.
I
Just-
sit down on the ground, yeah.
Darkness.
just like
Just
to make the landing
absolute.
nicer when we get there.
Yep.
darkness. Oh,
Yep.
green.
Just absolute darkness.
Only Alamos.
Why am I the only one on the map?
I'm
Wait,
still.
I can only see me.
Are you? I can only see
You can only
myself
see-
too.
Oh, we can only see
Yeah, it's fine.
And
I
after
love this. I love this aura of mint.
Right?
The mint
I was,
leaves.
I was
Like
like,
cats are mint
oh,
colored.
leafy.
It's a real
Oh,
minty
leafy.
aura.
I mean, he had to choose something green, so you know.
Someone cracked open like 20 cans of Axe body spray.
Oh.
That's what the mist is.
and
That
it
would've
snaps
killed- that would
back,
just
and
kill
the
us.
only thing that looks like had changed was it almost like in
Oh,
a
God, my
super
eyes.
super speedy Like you don't really feel the movement. It's just everything just outside the bubble seems to shift. So it goes from woodlands and plains and the hills and kind of in the valley, to all of a sudden it just kind of like rapidly spinning shifts, and now there's large ass city, big old open water, the farmlands that once existed kind of thing. And it's just like boom, you guys have now landed back at Bruxis, and just outside the bubble too, there what seems to be Drogue, Loheim, like in a whole line of soldiers that are just lining off that perimeter, and you guys just
Where are they?
I look at.
Are they like
look at-
near
are
where
they
me and
near
Kaitos are
us?
at? Yeah.
they are kind of like up the hill a bit from where, but it's not a hill anymore. It's, you know, it
I no longer
reconnected
see a
back to the city.
monster. I see Drog and
Yeah, in the same direction that you guys were looking to make sure that the monster doesn't come any further. All of a sudden, there's this line of soldiers. You see Drogue, you see Loheim, and behind them is just this cityscape of Bruxis again.
I'm just gonna look at Crosses and just be like, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore, or we're back in Kansas. I'm still determining things.
Cross this is like, well, this is a first for me, teleporting, trying to
Yeah.
helping teleport a city.
And some of the people
Kansas is
end up
just sitting
like
on the ground.
some of the people end up falling over as it lands, and because the whole disorientated, some of them are like, whoa, it's kind of weird. And of course the drunkards in the tavern like, did it go? Did it, like, you guys don't feel
Super
it
Lions are like,
fucking
what
thing.
happened?
Yeah.
They're
And
used to the wobbliness.
you kind of hear
Yeah.
Loheim shout down a little bit like, is it you? Is this real?
Listen,
That's trippy.
I can barely answer that
Crosses yells
question on a
back.
regular day.
Crosses yells back. He's like, "We have brought a gift."
I can't believe that actually worked.
As real as the pain in my backside.
And for everybody else in the town, you see Theslar's like frozen as everything lands back into place. And then he just kind of goes, okay, that was fun. And then just
Takes a nap.
had
Happy time.
yeah. He goes completely, just
Anybody
falls
catch
over
him?
prone. No one's close enough, ironically. He just
Sucks.
freaked out
poor
about,
man.
scared of what he was doing. Everybody backed up. So when all of a sudden he's like, all right, cool, we've landed. All right.
Yeah. Oh,
He's
well.
just completely KO'd.
I'll chit back
Volunteer.
to Drogue and Loheim and be like, seeing as you're not a giant lizard
Monster.
monstrosity, I'd say it worked.
Hmm.
Oh god.
And even though
There's no place
and,
like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
and even though it is kind of earlier than normal, this is probably a great spot to stop for this time,
Yeah.
as you guys
actually,
have managed to bring the entire fucking
Guys,
town back.
Gaito's probably like strolls back to the Goliaths. It's like, Protect, you got the good shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like the first thing everybody does. Nobody goes and runs out
Back
and
into
like
the
meets
tavern.
everybody. Everyone slowly goes back into the tavern, and
I'll pick up
Yep.
Heckler and pull
The
him
bar-
in.
I'll be the smart
Just
one.
drop him
I'll be
off
the
at
the
smart one that
bartender's like
actually,
hold the
talks.
bartender's holding onto the bar top, like he felt a shift.
Oh.
And you guys start walking into the bar, and he's like, "Did it work?"
Yep.
And
Head
you
back to
guys
the
just kind of
Winchester for a
going,
pint.
"Yep." And you guys are like, "I need whatever the fuck you guys are drinking."
I'll look at the bartender and just be like, well, seeing as the giant lizard monstrosity got replaced by Drogue and Loheim, I'd say it did. What's the strongest drink you
He's like, hold on. So like the barkeeper's like, so we're back. We're back. Okay. I didn't think you guys. Fuck this. And he pulls out from underneath the thing this really nice ornate barrel.
Ooh.
And he just starts going, all right,
Ooh.
I need goblets, I need steins, we are drinking this right here, right now. And even he pours himself a drink as he slashes it back.
Yep.
And starts handing out this really fucking good, like, aged dark ale kind of thing, and
Oh, if it's the really like if it's aged worked on ale, I will appreciate it and not down it immediately.
oh yeah, no, this is like what he would consider his prime stock.
Oh no, I will thoroughly appreciate it.
While
Yeah.
while they're celebrating, Crosses being the logical one, will actually meet with Drogue and them and regale them on the adventures
got
and stories that
The
happened.
cliff notes from guys.
And Loheim's sitting there like wide-eyed because he's like, you go up to them and they're just like, okay, we're back, and Drogue just like, holy crap, all these people we thought were dead are back, and he's a little like reserved because he's like looking to try to see if he can see somebody in particular.
Right.
But at that moment he can't, so he's just hanging out. Loheim's like, I know you guys said you were bringing the town back, but watching this thing like fade out into nothing and then all of a sudden poof, there's a town, was really fucking trippy.
Do I see
Wait,
do I
was
see
Drogue?
Loheim like trying to look for Essandra?
Loheim does not.
Wait, hold on. I'm trying
Okay.
to. I'm
Well, I
trying to remember.
tell
The
him.
one,
Wait,
the
wait,
one,
wait,
per-
wait,
the one person that you
Lysander.
don't
Sorry,
see
Lysander.
is Lysander. You don't see Lysander or Abra.
Was
Okay.
Lysander? Wait. Was Lysander
Drogue
the
and-
one with Essandra, or was Drogue the one with Essandra?
Nope.
Lysander.
Lysander was the one that was with Essandra and blames Drogue for not protecting her during the battle.
So I will.
So-
At the
But
very
Drogue was
least-
also, but Drogue being the king, more or less,
Yeah.
was the fight between Drogue and Lysander was because Lysander hoped that Drogue, being the tank, would protect
Yeah.
the weaker ones while everyone else was fighting. But Drogue was like, I had a whole town to protect. She is capable enough to defend herself. If she lost her life, she lost her life, and so that's why the two of them are feuding.
I will state this:
Yeah.
when I went back to go into the tavern, like I scooped up Thessalar first of all, because I'm going to bring him in the building and put him in a chair. But I will say to Essandra, just be like, both Drogue and Lysander are in Bruxus. There's some bad blood between the two. Lysander had a dark period, but is better now, but probably feels a fuck ton of guilt. So do with that what you will. And just like carry Thessalar into the tavern.
Thessalars
Also-
kind of have a weekend at Bernie's feel because he looks like a fucking corpse, even though he's just alive and well. He's just completely unconscious.
Should we call for Abradin to see to him?
I think he
mean-
just needs a really good nap.
Or a
He's
really
probably
strong
gonna-
drink?
He's alive. Like I checked the pulse, just like he's got a pulse. He's breathing. It's
we will
tired.
we will piece all this together the next time.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys make contact. You
yeah,
guys
that's
get
where
there. The rest of y'all get fucking drunk. Because holy hell, that was
We
chaos.
Yep.
And then Crassus, I believe you're the one that was still carrying the map of the area.
Yes.
The
Yes, my person has that.
the more or less the distance traveled is. Can I find it? Did I make it a map?
I mean,
Maybe
if
I
maybe
was
I didn't make it a
referencing
map
that
map.
map earlier because I was trying to.
So let's go to D&D chat because I can drop in what you guys
I have
know.
a more recent one though.
Also, so is Loheim out though?
Loheim is up there,
Loheim
yes.
is, yeah.
Almost is
It's
gonna
just-
kind of. Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, Loheim's up there. Abra's.
Yeah. Drogue and
Lysander
Loheim.
are not.
Yeah,
So essentially, where you guys were is
Like,
that south town
mhm.
on that map, and
Red like
everything in that like brown area was the jungle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, cool.
And you
Yeah.
guys and the cemetery being actually really fucking close to the town, probably in the distance from the town to like the tower.
Mhm.
In the
And
middle
then
area.
yep, and you guys just teleported part of that town to the big old castle over
Right,
there.
yeah.
And so
Like,
there, you
fucking
guys like
Memphis.
just teleported like several weeks worth of, if not
Yeah.
over a month of travel for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was, we took weeks and weeks to fucking get there and then just got back in the blink of an eye. Fucking teleporting. Like,
Yep.
I almost
Why
was
me?
gonna kind
I
of
made a
bullshit.
conscious choice not to pick up teleportation circle because Timmy said it didn't work the same way in this world.
Yep,
I was like,
but we
let's just
will.
not deal with that.
But we will pick this up next time.
That's just
Uh,
like-
What's up?
So when everyone's just getting like fucking shit faced, honestly doesn't drink, just kind of go outside. See Loheim's there, kind of do like a bit of a sprint up, stop, and then it's kind of like awkwardly going from like handshake to a like you kind of know that awkward, you don't know what to do, and then just settles for like an awkward hug.
Mm. Kind of like, hi. Oh, no, hi. No, okay. Do I
Yeah,
shake
yeah,
hand? Do I hug? And just fuck it. Come here.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, next
Cool.
week we get to deal with
Next week.
the
Yep.
emotional fallout for what we just did.
So with that,
We
we
brought
will say goodbye to
Bye.
Kick and YouTube, and we'll pick this up a couple of weeks from now, and I'll get it posted on when. And there may or may not be some schedule hiccups along the way, because as we are getting to the end of November and into December, I know, what was it posted? Perma, you said that you were going to be.
Yeah, gone.
13th,
MIA.
so next Monday through
The 30th. That's what he
something.
said.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll be
Yep,
here for
you
Monday's campaign.
But then
And
you'll be
then
out.
after, yeah, I'll be out of commission for a while.
Yeah. So, and with Thanksgiving being
the
the weekend
25th,
of the
yeah.
23rd, 24th, and 25th,
Yeah.
there might be a chance that the next time we play isn't until December 9th
Oh God.
if we skip
That's right.
that chunk.
Depending on what weekends work.
Yes, depending on how weekends
Because-
work. So for now, we'll still plan it for the 25th and see what happens with people's Thanksgiving plans and whatnot.
Yeah,
but
I
if we end
probably
up,
won't be able to attend because I definitely know that week I will definitely be having some Thanksgiving stuff going on.
okay, well, if you
And I
know
don't
you
know if
can't
I might.
attend and we know Perma's out, we'll probably just say let's push it to December 9th.
At least.
It is
Or
a
the
bit of a
second.
it is a big of a chunk, but that's the
Either
holidays for
9th or
you.
the second.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
the holidays.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we can try doing 2 back-to-back ones. I know Church was saying
Yeah.
that he has things going on our off weeks.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
if
he's
he's
got
the
it
only one
going.
who can't attend, we could probably push it and do the 2nd and the 9th and then skip it to the 23rd, you know?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get absconded to central/northern Wisconsin for that weekend, so
Yeah.
who the fuck knows.
So
More than
do we
likely,
want to just let's
So-
plan for the 2nd for now?
Yeah, tentative.
Okay.
Yeah,
Tentative 2nd, and then go from there.
because I know I have nothing going on for the 2nd. So
Okay.
And then
Neither do I.
I'm not sure. It
I
depends.
don't
on the
know where
drive
my
back.
wife keeps her. Oh, there it is. Usually she's got
So
her
if
schedule sitting
when I
right in front of
get
me.
more information, I'll let you know. I'll keep you updated.
How is this organized?
well, and if we've got one person who's out, I mean, we can always just play your character. Especially if we're just
Yeah.
doing role playing stuff. Like that's not
Mhm.
too hard. Catch you up on story if need be. Unless it's like something big that Tim decides that everyone needs to be involved.
Yeah, I mean, if
Yeah,
it's just a
as far as
couple
I-
of people talking, I mean, we can still play with a bunch of people short kind of thing.
As far as I know, there's nothing there.
But okay, so tentatively the 2nd. Got it. Cool. All right. Well, you guys, I gotta hop
Yeah.
off and start doing some
Night
schoolwork myself.
tick.
So
You gonna end the stream today?
Yep. So yeah, we will end it here and pick it up next time. And I mean, at least having the discussion of the scheduling on stream is easy to go back and double check it if we forget anything. So we'll
Yep.
say good night for now, and we'll pick this up next time. And y'all have a good night. Bye.
Night, night.
Bye.
Bye.